Hello everybody, it's Markiplier, and today we're watching an episode of Death Battle. We're watching Killua versus Misaka. I don't know these characters, but I'm really excited, and today I'm joined here by PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye. You guys can say hello.
Good morning to you laddies, my name is Jacksepticeye, and welcome to another Death Battle reaction video.
Fuck, I'm the Swede.
we just
that also
intro.
means
you gotta commit to the bit now.
what does he say? He's just like,
He goes, how's it going, bro?
It's
My name is
PewDiePie!
Yeah.
God, at least that makes me the most popular and the most rich
and the retired one.
That
You're
makes
dang
me
right.
green. That makes
I should
me green
be retired.
PewDiePie and them red PewDiePie.
Base.
Anyway, let's begin the episode, because who cares?
I've seen so many people call Misaka.
I just need to see the kaiju come into play.
Oh, look at him, you tiny little thing. Your name's Zold Dick.
I like how they've got the electrical effect they have on Misaka is a different color to the one that's in the render. Oops.
Oh.
Yo, let's go!
Oh, that's
Now, the funny and Nell gift.
Coin.
Pretty sure it's not a coin that shows up in the start of the fight though.
I like coin.
Look, Wiz, I'm sorry, but I can't take you seriously when you dramatically say the Zoldicks.
Cause dick.
Exactly.
And you'd never guess by looking at these people that they're related at all.
No, you wouldn't.
No. He just fucking tased himself?
And it
Wait,
makes me think of
hold
that
on,
meme
hold
fucking-
on. Is he actually so lame that he needs a taser to use his powers?
Beef
No,
him
he
up.
doesn't. That might have
Okay.
just been an early part of like unlocking it.
Okay, good.
Jesus, he's ripped.
No, he does not need it.
More accurately, by manipulating the cadence of his footsteps, Killua can create an auditory
Skateboard.
capable of tricking even extrasensory abilities.
That's like a lamer,
keep
that's
carrying
a
you.
lamer version of what Misaka does.
I thought that was a pair of balls.
Yeah,
What the
when I first saw that way back when, I thought it was he just tore someone's nuts off, and I was like, what the
hell? Looks
fuck
like
is
a
this
pair of
show?
balls.
What the fuck is this show?
There, he tested himself
That's the least stimulating hentai in the world.
It's hunting for balls. Aw, Gon's a cool kid.
Yes, and I think it's going
Bazinga.
Gym person.
I think if you just said yes and Bazinga, that would have genuinely been funnier. Look at the size of that thumb.
change of heart was no actor.
It was a big thumb.
Killua's father saw his freedom as just another step in molding him into a better killer. And in some ways, he was right.
Jill is in his name.
Killua learned Nen, an invisible life force that
it's key. It's always key.
It's a bit more complicated. You see, Nen is utilized
I know no one else laughed. I kind of laughed.
for containing your aura while defending from physical and mental attacks. Setsu for relieving fatigue.
I laughed because I hate anime.
And Hatsu, the unique way in which one's Nen is
I
expressed.
love how uninterested Boomstick is.
That's how uninterested I am.
One of 6 types.
Yeah, pretty much.
Proficient a Nen user is at certain techniques.
Oh, it's an RPG.
Ew,
Genshin
ew,
Impact.
ew, ew.
Because most users actually fall somewhere between 2 categories.
That means the next time's a Genshin Impact episode, right?
Gross.
Categories can even be further enhanced by adding rules to their use.
Then I did consider Genshin as one of my many joke predictions for what next time would be.
Killua's Hatsu yet. Killua is a transmuter.
I still think it's a cartoon episode, meaning it's Bill Cord.
Different forms.
Because we got comics, game, and then...
Could be. It could be.
Is like
In Killua's
Look how lame his power set is. They literally have to fill blank space
doesn't
with
even
with a fucking corner box.
Love how we go
Tanjiro
from, like,
covered
characters-
his whole fucking board more than this guy.
I just...
Oh, did it just?
Oh, there we go. Yo-yo, like Ness. Holy shit.
add in Killua's lightning and he can
Ow. Go to horny jail.
he sounds.
It's freaking Tom.
meaning
That
It would've
means
been- it
Tom
would've-
is the next time.
Honestly, it would have been way cooler if he just had completely normal yo-yos, not like super special ones.
Bro, what if the next time was Tom Cat versus Wile E. Coyote? That'd be
Fish.
baller as shit.
Fish.
Fish?
Yeah, it was. If I recall that fight correctly, they were throwing like darts, and then wherever they hit on the target, it would congruently summon a fish on Killua.
I love that. That is a way cooler power than anything Killua's got. The power to hit you so
Fish
hard
guy
a
was
fish
named
appears.
Morel, I'm pretty sure, just has smoke powers. I think that's his name.
Oh my god, what the hell was that?
That was a Chimera ant.
Yeah, they're ants, except like most of them don't look anything like an ant. Half of
Looks
them
like an
aren't
ant
even
person?
bugs. The most famous ants is a cat person.
Oh.
So much against the Chimera ants, going as far as becoming a monster.
In other words, Killua was crushing really hard, but didn't know what to do about Gon's simple-minded impulsiveness. It didn't end well for anyone.
Ow.
Ha,
It wasn't all
sucker.
doom and gloom, though. Killua held his own against some of the Chimera ants' best, surviving this forest-consuming blast from one of their captives.
Which, judging by its size, was worth several kilotons.
And he later injured a
That was really funny, Boomstick.
Sure, he ran for the hills the moment Godspeed wore off, and isn't as strong as the
Just get the hell out of there.
Dude, you fucking idiot. You had Godspeed and you decided to run after your super speed's over?
all the fighting, Killua still could not get his family out of his mind. Literally.
As in his brother, Illumin put a needle in his head, forcing him to be controlled by self-preservation, ensuring he'd always run when victory isn't guaranteed. Wiz, you think you can call CPS for that?
Thankfully, after some much-needed self-surgery and self-reflection, Killua removed it, overcoming his mental barrier.
Oh, so that's what that
That's
gif
fine.
is.
For those he cherishes.
That's a big snake.
Yeah, it's not a real thing. You can't actually summon a giant snake.
Their demented fate.
Damn it.
He even brought Gon back from the
I know. When I first found out that wasn't like
Is
an
that a
aura
gingerbread
thing.
cookie?
Friend, Killua realized his
Yes.
unhealthy dependence on him.
So he decided to travel and protect Autogun,
Yo, it's a bench.
realizing what he wants to do for the rest
I
of
do
his
like
life.
benches.
Oh god, the tearful romantic party.
Still, if Gon or Alocat ever need help, Killua is sure to come running.
Ready to Killua anyone dumb enough to mess with him or those he cares about.
Boomstick, I think it gets less funny every time you say kill, but you say Killua instead.
A sprawling metropolis filled with schools where espers train to master their supernatural abilities.
Oh, more espers.
Young
Great.
and dream of rivaling the best espers, but only a few are hardworking and smart enough to do it.
Among them being Tokiwadai Middle School's Level 5 Electro Master, Misaka Mikoto.
Level 5, so she's a Pokemon but an anime girl.
Each esper's power and
I'd juke him
with level 5
for one Pokemon Player 2018.
And after working up to that level, Misaka became
Yes.
unstoppable. She can magnetize herself to metal, electrically enhance her physique, sense her surroundings through an electromagnetic
So yeah, we got two children fighting to the death.
millions of volts.
In addition, she
Mhm.
can make
That's a lot of volts.
This is like 1,000 times more than what Killua's got.
Oh shit, like Gara's dad.
speeds for enhanced
Yeah. I think I said in the prediction that a fight between Misaka and Gara actually sounds really cool. Like they'd have nothing in common, but
Misaka can even make a
Death.
yeah, kaiju. I mean, it's more of a
Iron
it's,
sand? What
it's
the fuck?
more of a daikaijin, but
among criminals, admiration among her peers,
fuck it.
and lots of personal pride in her abilities. There was nothing she couldn't overcome.
nothing except the bane of all tsunderes, a frizzy-haired, dumbass anime protagonist.
Enter Kamijo Toma.
Ah,
Level
fuck.
0, nobody
The guy who punches all the women.
harm, no matter
Ah, the real main character.
Yeah.
Got it.
You, but I secretly love you, and it'll work out
I think she's the main character for a spin-off, but he's the main character of the original
amazing as a
series that
city is. It's more
started
than New
Toaru
York real estate. Years ago,
Real.
scientists, a sample of her
Estate.
DNA being promised, and it helped cure tons of fatal diseases.
Instead, they made tens of thousands of clones of her.
Shit.
Oh.
And then one guy killed most of them.
Against another level 5
There he is.
tier edgelord named
Who the-
Accelerator.
That's Accelerator?
They hoped he would
Yes, he's the woman. He's
People
the
wanted
woman. Bee.
People wanted Magneto to fight that twink piece of shit.
Hey, Saigi.
stuff work.
Yes.
What the f-
Look, don't make fun of Accelerator. He's got the most epic titty slap I've ever seen in anime.
don't fucking care.
Excuse me?
There's this one gif I saw where he like slams a woman in the tits so hard he drags her across the room, slams her into the wall, and then fucking after that he then squeezes and she screams in pain. It's amazing. Like it's ultimate misogyny.
Yeah, that's very
Railguns are cool.
problematic.
Railguns are awesome.
They are. They explode.
How long are you gonna be nerding out over this?
Come on, it's like my one thing. Where was I?
Shut up, Wiz. No one likes you. No one cares about you. You're gonna die alone.
This is my one thing, you fucking hick.
Married.
She worked for days to end the clone project, but concluded it would have to end with her sacrifice.
But
Why?
Shit.
giving
Why
Misaka
would
the
it?
support she needed in her darkest hour, while also punching out albino Magneto with his Esper-proof fist.
Misaka had shouldered her burden for so
Albino,
long that she
twink,
forgot how to
titty
rely
slapping
on
Magneto.
this wake-up call from
Like how I do like how Magneto vs Accelerator is racism versus sexism.
Who is the worst of the two?
I think it's funny because I joke about racism and sexism every now and again, but that matchup literally
was
just
that?
is great.
Misaka conjured a city-spanning storm, which
That is a big storm.
Pretty big.
the city
That actually looks.
Fucking
That edit
large.
actually looks gross. Like that makes me uncomfortable. Oh my
it
god!
looks like
Considerably
it's
stronger
pulsating.
than
Don't
Killua.
freeze frame on that, you fucking thing.
Ugh. At least it's blurry. It's hard to tell what it is.
Yeah.
It looks like a
Comparable to
pulsating
Accelerator
atomic-
in speed. Accelerator, the guy with like quadrillions of times the speed of light. Calcs, are you fucking with me?
accelerate to high relativistic speeds.
It's no shock. Misaka's reaction
Eh.
was fast.
Yeah, you're so funny, Boomstick.
To be light speed on
He's okay.
Just her powers, though,
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, and I beat up the homeless.
Espers constantly perform tons of nerd magic.
Then I spit on him.
and understanding other powers has been just as vital to Misaka's survival. Take
Whenever
her
Misaka ultimately murders Killua, I want her to spit on him.
She's not gonna take long to understand Killua's powers. Ah, this kid, lightning. He's like a quarter of me.
Now, Killua was still stronger and faster, but it is impressive Misaka's
Brunhild?
arm
What?
was safe.
Brunhild, yes, like the Nordic figure.
Yeah, that's what made me... in hell, okay. So, there's Norse in
It's
this.
not. That's the Pokemon character. That's Ace Roleplay. That wasn't a railgun.
Does hell not have a physical appearance, I guess? In this series, I guess?
It could be just that she's only in the light novel and she hasn't showed up yet. Why are they putting actual novel quotes in for her? They didn't for Sauron. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm glad they're doing that because Sauron should have had that too.
While certainly
Aww.
that ever-persistent hard-headedness will
That's a
also
nice
be
hat.
around.
They for real acting like Misaka is straight.
Oh, look at all those little critters. Shit. He's gonna die.
We've run the data through all possibilities.
Why is he doing a Romero sleeper
Yeah,
on
what
the
the
left?
fuck was Killua doing to him?
That was a
Trying to rip his
Romero
spine out?
sleeper, man. That's a wrestling hold.
Alright, Misaka. I feel like Killua's got to run up that building to hit the kaiju, right? Like, you don't set that up and do nothing with it.
I want Kaiju versus Giant Snake.
Alright, do the snake that doesn't exist?
Yes.
Oh, Misaka, kill the kid with the giant
Listen,
kaiju.
Asta didn't give me the giant sword. Misaka better give me at least
She
the
better
kaiju.
do the fucking. They keep not having kaiju. Also, Killua
I
totally
know,
just
I want-
Killua totally just grabbed her ass there. Like, come on, mate.
They're both 14.
Yeah, but he is.
Uh-huh.
I am very certain Killua is not straight.
You're saying that about both of them.
Yeah, they're not straight. Also, Misaka, you can literally detect people with electromagnetic waves. Do you really need to use the sand?
She has stronger lightning. Gotta get in close.
Yeah, stronger lightning. I'm fucked, aren't I? Skateboard.
Is she skateboarding on a rock instead of metal, or is it metal now?
Yes,
like,
babe. I am
That,
man.
that's weird.
A rebar in it.
Well, it's it's got metal in it. That shit. Yo, bitch.
Wait a minute. Shoot that out of his skateboard?
Did she just say no time and then
She
have
said no
time?
time to breathe, and then she dodged anyway.
It's quicker to dodge than breathe, I guess.
Uh-oh, coin. Oh, shit.
Yeah, he is running up.
Is this the Godspeed or whatever? Oh, Christ.
Just
Yes.
Godspeed.
I like the hair. It looks like a snowflake.
I feel weird about some of the sprite work in this fight. Also, this building side thing is really trying to be mild static.
I thought it was trying to be Paw Patrol.
Yeah, let's
There
go.
it is.
Why is her
Holy
lightning
shit.
like yellow though? It's
This
meant
looks
to.
kind of fucking sick.
Her lightning always looks blue to me. Why is it yellow here? Anyway, big kaiju.
Oh,
Yes.
shit! Did he just ride the lightning?
Yes.
This thing together with electromagnetism.
Oh,
Maybe it
this
can
shot's kind of fucking cool.
Snake!
Well,
that looks
didn't
that looks
last.
silly.
I didn't fucking. Oh shit!
Is it gonna be a decoy though? Yep. Yeah, get
Boy.
fucked, loser.
35 meters.
she turned him into a coin.
She turned him into a
Oh,
coin.
she's gonna.
No, I think it's funny to think that she turned him into a coin.
Ouch.
Imagine his head just falls on her face.
You just laughed at that huge murder of a 14-year-old. You crazy girl.
It would have been so funny if Killua's head fell on her head instead and she still laughed. She's like, eh.
While Killua
I'm traumatized.
ability
Holy shit.
battle of wits.
He just exploded like Sailor freaking Galaxia.
It's
He
true.
didn't just kaboom, he went into pieces.
Wow.
But the storm Misaka created
Like, it's like impressive, but, get fucked.
This gross pulsating storm.
only harmed but stalemated. Her output could reach hundreds of megatons of TNT. Meaning, no matter which numbers are used, Misaka will
Christ.
always have the advantage in raw electrical power.
No surprise there. Killua may have shrugged off 1,000,000 volts of electricity, but Misaka can dish out and survive billions.
Get fucked.
Both characters have contended with and harmed stronger opponents, and the two power systems they work under have allowed weaker opponents to defeat stronger ones in the past.
So, might alone.
Well, you could say that for most stories.
Yeah, but, like, that doesn't really apply because I don't... If they fight someone who's literally hundreds of times above them the way Misaka is to Killua, I'm pretty sure that you would just scale them to that person who's hundreds of times stronger.
Up close threats while keeping her distance.
And being able to dodge particle beams meant Misaka was more than fast enough to react to even Killua's lightning quick speed.
Add to that her bigger pool of powers, and she had plenty of ways to counter Rhythm Echo, since Killua's lightning, or just pin him in place long enough
Snake.
to pull off her railgun
That's a
finisher.
lot of
Killua was
pluses.
strong, but he wasn't gonna outmuscle 6 million tons of iron sand.
Killua was
Did.
a prodigy in all
He did, though. Like, he fucking blew it up.
killing.
He blew it up with an
I
imaginary
guess a little
snake
bit
that
of it
doesn't
clung to
exist.
him and then.
Okay,
turned him into a
maybe it is
statue.
because her lightning was randomly yellow instead of blue, so the giant was just weaker than normal.
It was the giant imaginary snake.
The winner.
That's what did it.
she secretly has a snake phobia.
I knew it.
All right, let's go. Boris versus
Andre
Battle
the
Beast.
Giant.
Death Battle releasing every 2 weeks this year. And
I don't
Something
fucking
already
know.
announced.
Wait, no,
Something
I
good.
was joking. It's Gojo Makima. I got to keep that joke going.
So don't miss out.
Something new.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
shit.
Rocket Stitch.
Okay.
I am pleasantly
No,
surprised.
not surfing the alligator.
That's
Surfing
pretty
the
fucking
alligator.
cool.
That's all right. It's
I'm happy with this.
honestly not my preferred for Stitch, but
Either are characters I've particularly been dying to see in a death battle, but at the same time, I'm sure it'll be neat.
I like how this is gonna come down entirely to speed, because Stitch is like the most direct galaxy level feat I've ever seen.
He does?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's galaxy level. The galaxy or star level, like some just like I'm trying to remember what it was. It was a feat that's just so direct you couldn't not give it to him, and it's
Remember
really funny. But then
Remember
Rocket's
there being a specific scene in one of the cartoons that or I guess in the cartoon he's in, I think, where he's able to lift like 100 times his own body weight, and then they make it 101 times his own body weight, so he just fucking gives out and eats shit.
I like the idea 100 like as if that's impressive when he doesn't weigh that much.
And no, he weighs like probably the size of a raccoon, really.
Oh, he got-
100 raccoons.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
Like, because the
Like-
thing he was lifting was a spaceship, and then they put like a rock on it or some shit, and it was able to squish him. At least I think I'm remembering that correctly. I remember
Goku
I
when
really
the
used to
30
like
billion SpongeBob shows up.
used to love the second Lilo and Stitch movie and the cartoon because of all the new little monsters it introduced. I don't know. I always was a fan of like bestiaries in fiction of just like here's a collection of funny little creatures and you get to learn about them all. And I'm like, oh, sick! I love learning about creatures.
La Crichora.
Still haven't seen Guardians 2 or 3, so I don't have even the mainstream connection to Rocket that a vast majority of the audience will.
I have seen 2. I have not seen 3. I've seen the first 2 as well.
I've seen all 3, so we're on like different tiers here.
Thing is,
Maybe
I
I'll read some
know
comics.
Rocket's whole thing, so yeah, I know Rocket decent amount.
I have the Marvel Unlimited app, not sponsored, and
I just
I'll
remember
read some.
my mom texting me after she watched Guardians 3 and being like, "That movie was so sad."
Yeah?
Yeah, it's about Rocket Raccoon. Of course, it's fucking sad.
Right, okay, yeah. I double checked it.
Bastard.
Stitch straight up survives an explosion that Jumba says would eradicate the entire galaxy.
Fuck.
So, yeah.
So is Rocket gonna get his bullshit weapons?
Yeah, almost certainly.
Makes sense. The ones I'm trying to. I think one of them was able to hurt Thanos at some point.
Yes, he's got
Which may
Herald.
be some bullshit.
That's
now.
why it's going to come down to speed. Does Stitch win because he's really strong, or does Rocket win because Marvel's got a Marvel?
Marvel's got, cause Marvel comic books.
Yep.
Marvel comics. They do the
I like how Ant-Man Adam is
the
just not
Herald.
here. Like, if you look at the screen, Ant-Man versus...
There was a fan sitting under the desk I'm using, and I accidentally unplugged it with my. For some reason, now it's running.
We've got good
What, it-
episode.
it was just that
episode
scared
would
of you?
be okay if it didn't exist.
Well, because like, the thing it was plugged into wasn't even plugged into the wall. It was just sitting in a box.
I
and
want to
then
go back to that
unplugged it
fight,
from-
because I realize I've already forgotten everything that happened to it.
I think the one
apart
takeaway
from
scene
the
here for
kaiju.
me,
Focus.
the only thing that really stands out is the shot of Killua like looming over the kaiju and like the initial establishing shot of it,
Yeah.
like showing up.
It's
It
like
looks
opposite.
very cool.
Like,
It's like
a lot...
Apocalypse when
I'm,
Rico's big.
it's weird, because a lot of the sprite work in this fight really doesn't work for me. I really don't like her side-on angle there.
Gotta get in close.
She looks so
It's not
flat.
necessarily the sprite work as much as it's just like the way that it's being puppeted for me. Like the like,
That's the
I guess
sprite work,
rigging.
yeah.
I mean, I guess I associate like the term sprite work with like the quality of the sprites.
Well, because
themselves.
I can't criticize them for Misaka's sprite work in that regard, because they didn't make them.
Yeah,
So,
those are the ones from fucking
the fighting game that you tried to bring up as an example of how she's not well known when she was in it, she's so in it that she literally
yeah,
is...
Dengeki Bunko fighting climax notoriously does not have her in it.
I thought it was a Blaze Blue sprite.
It is very Blaze Blue styled, yeah.
That game was Arxis, wasn't it?
Yes.
Was it? I don't recall.
I think it was.
Killua now looks like the snow miser.
It is weird that he has ice-looking hair when he goes into his electric form.
He has like blue skin
Mr.
too.
White Christmas, I'm Mr. Snow.
Like when Will Ferrell punched a baby.
You know, it's index when a woman has a close-up of herself getting punched.
Based. Oh, okay, I will.
I kind of wish the kaiju wasn't completely useless in this fight, though.
She's keeping this thing together with electromagnetism, meaning it can be disrupted.
Snake.
That looks so bad.
It makes me think of
Her falling down looks
it
so
made me
bad.
Think of, made me think of the World of Light trailers where like the beams were hitting the characters that just turn into dust.
Oh, now he's
Get
hard.
statue, get turned into a coin.
I prefer to imagine you just turn him into a
I thought-
coin.
He got turned into a sea urchin, then he got turned into a coin, and then oh boy.
And she's like, haha, hee hee hee, I blew a man up.
I blew a man, huh?
Exploded a person.
Yeah, she's 14.
I like how even when it's not the character, like the character themselves being wounded, the way the blood represents their injuries, it still looks like a bunch of cuts. Like it looks like a bunch of cuts in the grounds. Yeah, why is it always cuts?
You see a big, like, blue-purple man standing above her, ready to stomp her head in. And break the fucking camera.
Like, obviously, like, I don't
She's
think it's
like,
always
"Oh, shit."
necessarily fair to compare between death battles, because, like, I don't expect every single one to be exactly the same, but I do prefer, like, the blood rain ending in Dio card.
For some reason, every time someone lays
prefer
down
everything
as a
in
fight's
Dio
ending,
card. I don't think it's
Now
fair
I
to
really-
compare, because Dio card's like a
Now I
fucking
really want
phenomenal
to-
episode. But this episode is not even in the same tier as Dio card. And that's why I won't compare them.
This episode exists.
I mean, it's fine.
It's not bad.
Didn't
Obviously, it's
dislike
not
it,
bad.
but I think it's just, like, I don't particularly find these two characters to be very interesting, and, like, fight, I'm sure was fine. I'm sure I'd get more out of it if I were a fan of both characters, but I'm walking away from this episode
like,
with,
look at her pose. Like, look at how lifeless and... Like, I know it's a decoy, but, like, that's all over this fight, and that's probably my big takeaway, is there's so many moments I'm distracted by, like, why are they posed like that? Why does it look so effortless, like no one's trying?
You know what I think's weird? Look at her socks. Those things are huge.
Yeah, but that's just her character.
That's just what she looks like.
Like,
No, that's fair. I'm trying to think, like...
I think it's like the kaiju was.
Now,
there for
I
2
have only
seconds.
seen the episode twice, but I think Zuko Todoroki is the puppet work that this is reminding me of.
no, yeah, that's a very fair comparison. Like, for fuck's sake, I'm trying to pause on that moment. I
Where
know...
she lifts her arm or what?
I know that the sprite in the sheet for when she does her railgun flick, right? It's very expressive. She's like very angled. She's really outstretched. Like there's a sense of confidence and power in it. This looks limp and boring. Like this is
Her
a
arms
very
look short, actually.
Yeah, her arms do look short. They only reach down to like her upper thigh. But
I mean, how far do your arms reach?
Lower
like,
than that.
around just above my knee. It is like it's those poses, right? And also she's clearly not doing a flicking motion. She's just got a fist, but that's minor. But
Punch him.
why that's what I'm not sure on. They had the sprites. They didn't need to make them. I understand this if it's like the Atom, where they had to make the sprites from basically scratch. They only needed to do that for Killua. Why did they give themselves extra work by making her look less dynamic in her poses for stuff like this? That's what gets to me, and it's why I don't get. There might be a logical through line to it, but I don't see it. I get it for the sword fight, because I don't think she has specific sprites for that. Okay, that looks dumb.
Look at her face.
But that one's just...
Wait, did you see? I was gonna say Killua's got a hunchback.
Yeah. He broke his spine. But that's an in-between.
hurts when I do this.
You're clearly not meant to pause on that one.
I know this gets brought up like every single time that a jump character gets used. Can't imagine there aren't JUS sprites, or that they'd be hard to make for Misaka, and like... I just kind of prefer, because like obviously they're simpler and you can't do as much like expressive with them, but at the same time, for the sake of like allowing more to be done with the fight and just having shit like look neater.
I mean, I don't
sprites
think
pretty
the
cool.
the choice of the sprites in this case are a problem, because they made Killua sprites that actually match up to the high quality sprites Misaka has. I just don't know why they decided to give themselves extra work by rigging most of her animations when she already has really good looking animations. Like, this is why I don't think I'd want Ragnar vs. Soul 2, because they would just rig most of the sprites instead of letting them play their actual animations, and if they rig them, they're not going to look as good, they're not going to look as fluid. Imagine like Soul's gun flame, but instead of that really dynamic pose that he does when he fires it, they instead rig it so he looks completely side on and just limply raising his arm to do it.
That's kind of what they did with Misaka and her arcade coin flick here.
You do the
in
funny
this
Yang
fight.
versus Bakugo DBX side-facing pose.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what they did with a lot of Misaka's stuff here, and it's weird. It's weird. I don't understand. I don't know what the logical thought process was behind it.
Well, you know what? There's an upside to this episode. We've spent more time talking about it in the next time than usual.
Yeah,
Especially the next time.
I mean, I don't dislike the episode at all. I don't get
I
much
love
out of it.
Killua's hunchback. I can't get my eyes off that thing. It looks like he broke his spine.
He looks like he hasn't realized it. Like he's so offended by something
Yeah.
Misaka's done, like the fact that her entire body is stretched and warped, that he hasn't even noticed his own back snapping.
He hasn't. He looks like he's a peasant begging for money.
Hello, everybody.
Just
I'm Misaka Mikado, and I just killed a homeless kid.
Like, I find it kind of low-hanging fruit to nitpick how a fight starts, because obviously for a death battle, they're going to end up fighting, so just, like,
She didn't.
you
spit
can't
on
just
him.
avoid a fight, but at the same time, like, as sinister of an aura as Killua usually carries about him, at least from what I remember of Hunter x Hunter, I can't imagine him picking up someone's coin, them going, oh, hey, that's mine, can you give it back? And him going, haha, come get it, come take it from me.
Come get it,
He
bitch.
should have just done the Mario. No.
Can you?
No.
Is it Mirror's Killua's ear really nasty looking?
Optimus, you want to see something funny? No.
No.
I love that scene. By the way, I saw Rise of Beast recently. It was really freaking good.
Don't spoil anything.
I really
I haven't
loved
gotten the chance to see
I
it.
won't.
I don't even think
I'm not
it's
gonna
out.
say anything. Just I loved it.
I don't even think it's out in
I think I've
Australia yet.
only seen the first 3 Bayformer movies, and I've not
You
seen
should
any
keep it
live
that
action
way.
Transformers past that.
Yeah.
You do
should
not
keep
need to
it
watch
down.
the other two.
I know for a
films.
fact I've seen the first one. I know for a fact I've seen Dark of the Moon, and I think I've seen Revenge of the
And you
Fallen.
think
favorite
that you
part-
might have survived Revenge of the Fallen too.
Wait. My favorite part of the new
Guys.
Transformers movie is that they reference O.J. Simpson for like 5 seconds.
Autobots, what the fuck?
Autobots, roll out. OJ just got acquitted, and we need to track him down.
Listen, Megatron, all I'm saying is the glove didn't fit.
What the hell, Prime?
Megatron would say, I feel like Megatron would be the one who wants OJ to get off, right?
That's actually the whole reason the Great War started.
I don't know, Prime. I just think the glove doesn't fit. You gotta quit. Megatron, you are an idiot. You're an idiot. He's clearly the one responsible. Do you think you'd speed down the highway like that if you were innocent? Well, maybe.
He also probably wouldn't have been carrying a fake mustache and like $5,000 in unmarked bills. And a
I'm
gun.
just
He
saying,
also had a gun.
Megatron, it's very suspicious. Yes, well, you can't prove anything, have you? Never not proved in a court of law. Ha ha.
Also not his Bronco. But yeah.
I heard he got back on Twitter recently.
What if the Bronco was a Transformer?
Lord Megatron, O.J. Simpson is back on Twitter.
Yes.
He has some scores to settle.
He has some scores to settle.
Finally, the juice is back.
Yes. This is why they call him the Juice.
Megatron is the kind of guy right now that reads the O.J. Simpson "If I Did It" book.
Megatron's the kind of
Have y'all
guy.
heard of that book?
I feel like Megatron's the kind of guy to come in and be like, I'm just saying Andrew Tate has a point. And even his own Decepticons are going, what the fuck? What the fuck, man?
Whack.
It's
If
just...
anything, Starscream strikes me as the kind that would watch
Yeah.
Andrew Tate videos.
I don't know, Megatron. I mean, nothing's been proven.
Yeah, he never admits that he likes Andrew Tate, but he always like just kind of hints at it.
Lord Megatron, you gotta see this funny video where this cool guy puts a baby in the microwave. I think we can respect
you
this one.
fucking incel, shut your mouth.
You're an idiot, Starscream. Shut up.
You're either lying or you're stupid.
I'm stupid! I'm stupid!
I love that line so much.
Honestly, if there's any incel in the Decepticons, it's probably Shockwave. Like, he's up there in Cybertron all alone all the time.
Lame bitch.
Lord Megatron, I haven't touched grass in 10 million years. Help.
There's no grass on Cybertron.
Everything's made of metal.
Lord Megatron, I've just spent our entire war budget on V-Bucks. I still haven't gotten the Optimus Prime skin. The what?
I'm working on it. I'm level 57.
Megatron, I just hit the gritty on Ironhide. Congratulate me.
Shut up.
The gritty again, Decepticon. I fucking dare you.
You listen here, Soundwave. I'm certain you're the imposter. You are. What?
So I invent.
Yeah, then you just Dr. Claw. Christ.
I mean, that's what's...
Forgetting
Vent, you hear a
Soundwave.
vent
I know.
open and
I
then just like the-
forget.
Without the vocoder, he is
forget
just
that-
Dr. Claw.
Yeah, the vent just opens and you hear Laserbeak. Laserbeak. I keep forgetting that his voice is literally Dr. Claw with a vocoder on top of it.
I forgot that literally in the scene where Laserbeak is talking about having to make a dude like suicide, like having to frame it as a suicide, the scene after he just massacres everyone else in the building with no attempt to hide it. Like not even a minute later.
No witnesses.
Laserbeak is like the weirdest character in one of the weirdest in the films, because there's just that really yeah, like that's, I was gonna bring up that scene. They made a toy of that. They made an action figure of the pink bumblebee that has the really creepy "Is your daddy home?" to like a little child, just so he
I remember
can.
as a kid that freaked me the fuck out.
It would, wouldn't it? Like
It was so creepy.
Always like Ravage
I'm like,
more
well,
anyway.
because I got terrified. I'm like, well, what if a robotic bird from outer space shows up and tries to befriend me so he can kill my dad?
And also you. Let's not pretend like Laserbeak let the kid and the wife live.
He may be an evil bird that murders people, but he has morals.
He has morals, that bird.
I have morals. I wouldn't make them watch.
Yeah, I'd tell them to close their eyes, then kill them.
Close your eyes. You'll see Daddy soon.
I can't find my Skylanders. Laserbeak, don't make me watch.
Ravage took them.
That bastard.
I'm gonna do a Soundwave battle someday. That'll be fun.
I like how Ravage doesn't get to talk in the films.
He's just a dog.
But hey, it's okay, because at least he gets to show up on like Rumble, Frenzy, Ratbat, Overkill, Slugfest, the rest.
Man, I like
Who the fuck
Rumble.
drank the last root beer?
It was him.
Lord Megatron, it was definitely Shockwave.
Liar!
You lie. I was up here on Cybertron the whole time. I've been drinking his brandy instead.
Left. The idea of Starscream blaming Shockwave, who's not left Cybertron this entire time, just makes me fucking laugh.
I just like the idea of Shockwave denying it, but revealing he did something worse. Like,
What? No, I didn't even have the root beer. I've been drinking his brandy. Oh,
And it turns
shit.
out Soundwave did it.
Soundwave did it. Ah, that
Turns out
motherfucker.
Soundwave stole it.
Voices really aren't that similar, but every time I hear live action Megatron, I can only think of him going,
Putting like a turd in the wind.
Isn't it still Frank Welker?
no, live action Megatron is
Hugo
voiced by
Weaving.
Hugo
it's
Weaving
Hugo Weaving. It's
until-
Red Skull. Oh yeah.
until Age of Extinction, where Galvatron's voiced by Frank Welker, and then he continued the role into Last Night, but it's supposed to be the same voice, so it's really weird because he goes from sounding like a big dumb brute to sounding like a sinister asshole, but they're like, no, that's the same voice.
Actual, like Megatron.
Yeah, like actual like sounding, because like Hugo Weaving's Megatron sounds like one of Megatron's goons. I am Megatron. I'm such a douchebag. It's like
We have to go to Target now. They're selling Donkey Kong amiibos that are also Skylanders.
I want Donkey Kong amiibos.
I really can't help but feel like
Works the Skylander.
Hugo
It's a
Weaving.
car, Eddie.
Hugo Weaving sounds like Bone Crusher pretending to be Megatron, like that kind of voice. That's the energy. Like he's role playing, and Megatron walks in like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
no, you say Bone Crusher, and I immediately thought Bonesaw from Spider-Man.
Bonesaw is ready.
Ooh yeah, I'm Megatron.
What are you doing up there?
Remarks,
Stay away from me.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
That is amusingly about the length of an average death battle.
Yeah.
they should
except
do
Macho
they should
Man's. It
have
was
done
more like
Macho Man
1.5
versus
Except
minutes.
yeah, except Macho Man versus Kool-Aid Man. Ironically,
It was like a minute and a half.
Oh my god, that's such a
Oh
missed
no,
opportunity
snakes.
to have him turn to Kool-Aid Man and go, I got you for 3 minutes!
3 minutes of playtime.
it would have been so funny if Wiz actually did say, "Oh, that's about the average thing for one of these."
Now I really want Kool-Aid Man to like go up in a tree or something. It's like, what are you doing up there? Staying away from you. Christ.
Down here and fight me like a man! Any chance I could convince you to come up here and fight me like a spider?
No.
It turns into Mario again.
No.
When are we gonna get CDI Mario in a death battle? Come on.
Ever.
Fucking name
we go-
one feat that Mario has. Name one bit of feat or scaling he has.
He can
he
he can
knows
dodge
that all
he
toasters
can
toast
he can
toast.
dodge the lightning that Bowser summons in the final boss.
Well, shit.
Lightning?
Yeah, Bowser has fucking
just
lightning powers
fucking
in Hotel Mario.
What the fuck?
I don't know why, but there you go.
The weirdest part-
There is the CDI Mario feat, the
weirdest
only
part is
one.
that all 3 Zelda games on the CDI are still like action adventure games. They're like head scroller, top down, whatever.
Hotel Mario is about opening
What?
doors.
Now, why'd you make a game about closing doors?
Hotel Mario
no
versus
fucking-
Doorman.
There have been some pretty fucking like completely pointless games in the Mario franchise before. Like, here's Mario's time machine. You have to go up to a person, ask, "Hey, what year did Abraham Lincoln get elected president?" And then go to someone and answer that on a test. And then they'll give you the fucking Mona Lisa back, and you could put it back in a museum.
I like how one of the
Mario
games just has
goes
Donkey
missing.
Kong. It's like, hey, by the way, here's a national monument that exists. Donkey Kong.
Do the
He's a national treasure.
I mean, I know it's
You
King.
damn-
I know
you-
it's
you
I know it's meant to be
damn
King
right.
Kong, but it's a lot funnier to imagine it's just Donkey Kong, like just giant.
Donkey Kong is based, okay? He needs to come back. He'd be based. He needs to come back and kick someone's ass.
They're going to Donkey Kong versus Knuckles too.
I think it'd be really funny if we got another Spider-Man death battle, and whoever Spider-Man's opponent is, regardless of if
It's
it
Donkey
was
Kong.
is like, I got
It's-
you for 3 minutes. Yeah, Donkey Kong goes, I got you for 3 minutes.
I got 3 minutes.
I got you for 3 minutes.
I got you for 3
Playtime.
minutes.
I got you for 3 minutes.
No, you died.
Johnny is like advocating for Donkey Kong versus Spider-Man now, and the connection is animal.
I
At least
They-
you're not gonna
know,
die
and I
with your
don't
dad
fucking
calling
care.
you a
They-
failure.
they-
My dad thought I was a failure too. Yeah, well, your dad was right.
Cody showed me that clip right before we started. One of my favorite moments of that whole movie. DK. I just would like DK to come back in Death Battle so we can have a track that has the DK rap in it. I think that'd be pretty based.
The track just is the DK rap.
You damn right.
They're gonna pull a Super Mario movie, not credit Grant Kirkpatrick for it.
Shit.
Oh my god. That's a
Yeah,
moment.
whenever you brought that up in Probo Pass, I was like, oh fuck, he's right. That's sad.
Kirk Hope
That's fucked up.
It's one of the most iconic raps in video game history. Does not get credit.
He's like the
Honestly,
one person who didn't get
like,
credited.
DK versus Knuckles should have a custom track that's just a mix of the Pumpkin Hill rap and
Oh
the
yeah,
DK
absolutely.
rap.
Oh fuck yes. And also put in,
Do the Pumpkin
unlike
Hill
Sonic,
rap
I
or
don't
like
chuckle.
the fucking could call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles.
I love that part. I'm hot as nails.
He's the leader of the bunch.
I like him lots.
If he pulls out his gun, you will get shot.
I want to just imagine someone does the DK rap, but they just don't rhyme anything. It's just them talking. It's them talking about how much they like DK.
He's a funny gorilla. He wears a tie. He's colored brown and he fights in Italian.
He's finally back
gator.
after a multiple game absence.
He's finally back.
After Diddy
And
Kong
about
stole his
time
protagonist
too.
role in the second Donkey Kong Country game.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
Dixie
donkey.
Kong stole it.
And then they gave it to Kitty Kong, like the co-star role. That was fucking weird.
They're like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if we didn't give Dixie anything important to do
He's
ever again?
finally
Ever
going to fuck
again.
his girlfriend.
Freaking Dixie
Makes me
lost
think-
her job to Tiny
Oh,
Kong.
A
Hey, you know
small
what?
rant. Like, I remember, I don't know if I had seen X-Men 2 as a child, but the opening scene of that movie, for those in the audience who don't know, is Nightcrawler attacking the White House and trying to kill the president. Pretty significant event to happen. He's like integral to several points throughout the movie where they need him to get through like certain circumstances. Then he's just not in the third movie at all, not even in the background.
Yeah, it's
they
weird.
just don't bring him back.
But the Juggernaut's there, and that makes it okay.
Does it? Like
Don't you
he
know
has
who
like
I
four.
am?
He has like four
On the
lines.
juggernaut,
and
bitch.
Yeah, when they
he goes,
first met
"How
him,
exactly
he's like,
are we
"I'm
supposed to get
Juggernaut.
there? I don't do swimming."
I don't do swimming with my Cockney accent and
I-
my
I-
cardboard and
I want-
my
I want
paper mache.
I want Cockney Jugs to come back. I think that'd be funny. Oh my god, I just realized
Juggernaut, bitch.
for Juggernaut versus Overlord, in the really bad Titans Return animated series, Overlord's like even like his like southern accent, so just make it an accent
Oh,
fight.
shit.
Well, how to do
Southern versus
there?
I
Cockney.
discovered a
Who the
cartoon
fuck are
recently
you supposed to be?
I didn't know existed. I was just scrolling Disney Plus with my roommate, and we found this show called Avengers United We Stand, I believe, and it's like
Yeah, it's like a weird
most
2000s
it's like the most
cartoon.
Rob Liefeld 90s thing I've ever seen, and it's got so many like things like Hank Pym is the leader of the Avengers, and then like Wonder Man, like they made Hawkeye like the grizzled Wolverine-esque character and gave him like a super growly, like roguish like tone to him.
I remember
Then
this.
Vision
Fucking
is
weird.
created by Ultron, who already exists as like his vision, as he puts it. And then Wonder Man fucking dies, so they put his like personality / mind into Vision.
Yeah, isn't
And
Wonder
Ant-Man
Man's whole
has
thing
this
for a
like
while
very
that he dies?
Ant-esque helmet with like eyes and mandibles and shit, and it's just like all of them have like power armor suit ups, like Rob Liefeld power armor, and it's the grossest shit I've ever seen.
I have to
So
admit though,
weird.
in the X-Men movies, my favorite fight like part ever in all those movies is when Juggernaut throws Wolverine through the fucking ceiling and then he just comes down in a different fucking room. That makes no
Yeah.
fucking sense, and I love it.
It's like, how is he heavy enough to like how?
I mean, he has
Does he
adamantium
break the
bones.
floor? But
Yeah.
he's not. He's like what, like 500, 600 pounds. It's like that's pretty heavy. But at the same time, if you have been hit with enough force to like go up and then crash through the roof, and then come back down after like half a second, you didn't go high enough to come barreling back through the floor again.
Is the Juggernaut, bitch.
I
So
have
much came for the
swing.
laws of physics.
Shit.
I don't get physics much. I'm just kind of doing what I do.
Nep, I sent you a funny DK rap.
No, I've
If you
seen
ever
it.
want to play it?
I've seen it.
Have you watched it?
should,
Yeah.
Yes.
I've
I
seen the-
love that one so much.
I've seen the full review.
I think K-Rool has
It was
an eye disease.
Then
I
the
love-
theme of this death battle, we should make the extra one we watch Thor versus Raiden and Blanca.
Electricity. Oh, I get it.
Oh yeah. So I don't know if I told you. I don't know if you guys know. I made a
Pepper.
fake. Oh, I didn't make it. I'll give
Me?
credit now because I didn't give credit in when I put the video up to make it seem more realistic. Hyper Starman helped me make a fake next time trailer for Among Us vs Fall Guys, and I uploaded that 5 minutes after this episode dropped on first. And it seems some people were fooled, which is amazing.
Fucking
Pretty funny.
idiots. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, we should watch those two episodes. They would be pretty funny.
I think let's
Okay,
just
so I heard the
should we
first
just
one.
watch?
What was
Let's
the
just watch
second one?
let's watch all the lightning episodes.
I heard Thor and Raiden. What was the other one?
It's there's Thor, Raiden, Pikachu, Blanca, and Miles Static.
Okay. Okay, I'm fine with that.
I
None of
think
those made me
I
wanna punch my
like
fucking PC.
2 of those episodes more than this one.
I love Blanca.
I don't
and
know if I
Pikachu
can-
'cause
I don't-
Blanca just eats the fucker.
I honestly do really like Blanca Pikachu in a lot of ways, but it's definitely
Not as
As
graceful.
a child, I remember seeing Blanca eat Pikachu made me stop watching Death Battle for a little bit.
It made me a fan.
Coward.
The mighty
I was gonna ask if we want to watch the analysis as well, but it's like a 9-minute episode. I think we'll fucking live.
Yeah.
We might skip for Miles Static because I couldn't care less.
Longer, yeah.
In Norse
Dude,
mythology,
Thor.
Thor is the god of thunder.
Oh, they should totally start Zeus versus Odin like this. Just like, in Norse mythology, Odin is the god of blah blah blah.
He's only
Guild
6'6".
surgeon and medic.
Yeah. You know, the whole Donald Blake thing.
Yeah, when he's a person.
I say you know as if you didn't just expressly demonstrate you
You
didn't.
know? Brock.
He's immune to electrocution. I think we should still do this matchup.
And he fights the Hulk? Shit.
Just survives planet bursting explosions.
That's his weapon? That thing is way too tiny. I mean, if he was the god of mending fences or something, I guess I could see. Oh! Oh, shit! Never mind!
Mjolnir is mystically bound to Thor.
Literally means crusher. I don't
does
think
not.
we know what Mjolnir means. Yeah.
I think it's like
Do it.
thunder and stuff. It's like it's various
They
things
mentioned
like
the
that.
God Blast here, but I don't think they used it.
No, I think that's what the giant lightning bolt in the storm is meant to be. It's weird because like
the God.
he's been in 3 battles, but it's hard to tell if he's ever used the God Blast because anytime he might have, both just ends up looking like regular lightning instead
God.
Well, so I've seen
Everyone
2
hates
different
this part.
interpretations of the God Blast in the comics, and those are either like a shockwave sent from his body if he doesn't have Mjolnir to channel it through, or just a beam shot out of Mjolnir.
It's
I don't
generally
recall
like
either of those ever happening in any of his death battles.
no,
He also has some control.
not, like I know that's what he was meant to be firing against Vegeta in the Final Flash, but it doesn't even damage a mountainside. That
I
giant
love
that
I want
way.
to say,
that
he just
giant
stated that
blast
he
they
has
did,
control over earthquakes, and he was very visibly just putting his hands into the ground and ripping the earth apart.
Yeah.
It's not control over
Well,
earthquakes.
no, they
it's
showed
just
the wrong
pulling
part.
the earth.
The previous part is him tapping the ground with Mjolnir, parting it in a very controlled manner,
his
and then
ass.
just closing it back up.
God. I love that they
Awesome.
showed the Red Hulk picking up the hammer that everyone fucking hates.
Just funny because he
Oh
didn't.
shit.
He just.
I know, he
he's-
only had it because Thor had it.
He swung Thor's hand while Thor was holding onto it, and just in that last frame, Thor lets go.
Have you seen that scene with Thanos where he tries picking up the hammer, he can't, then he's like, if I can't hit you with the hammer, I'll hit the hammer with you, and he proceeds to just bash Thor's fucking head into
Yeah.
the hammer. Raiden is taller than Thor? What the fuck?
Raiden's gonna be really
He's
tall.
7 feet tall?
He's like he's got 4 fucking inches on him.
Swin.
He's meant to
4 or
be
5
huge.
inches.
Six-
He should
he's
have
got
won, he's
6
bigger.
inches. He's got like a half a foot on him.
He's bigger, he should win.
Raiden has never come across to me as that tall.
He's meant to
No, he
be.
never has. He's
Like,
never...
The only,
Bro, I just played the MK11 story mode, he is not that fucking tall.
yeah, they made him shorter.
Like,
they-
everyone
they-
around him must
they-
be fucking giants.
They retconned his height, the same as Shao Kahn. Because you remember in MK2, Shao Kahn's taller than Kintaro, but they retconned that.
That's fucking dumb. Your villain should be fucking imposing and huge.
But it's that sort of thing that makes the 2011 Raiden being such a manlet so much more wrong.
Yeah. Reincarnated after death. Have y'all seen like live action Raiden in the fucking in the mythology cutscenes?
Yes.
Fucking, he is so.
He's mastered
His voice is so deep.
750 varieties of jiu-jitsu. What?
It's funny because there's not that many, I don't think, is there?
He invented some and then mastered them
Oh.
too.
Most powerful mortal combatant. He's
Killed
not
off
mortal.
limitless power Kano.
Yeah, I don't think he actually did much in there.
Limitless power.
I like how they talk about he does scientifically impossible
Bye,
feats.
Motaro.
Impossible feats like channeling electricity through wood and not like punching one person so hard they turn into 7 corpses worth of bones.
Fucking Motaro just get bitched out in a cutscene.
Yeah, that's how it happens in 2011. Motaro doesn't say.
I
or do
know,
anything,
I
he just
love
gets
it.
Hammered.
I'm pretty sure he originally kills Johnny, but Raiden's like, no, fuck that.
I like this one. Just floors
He looks like he'll be important. Continues to pile drive.
I like
Motaro
that
through a fucking
Striker.
bridge.
The Cabal is more freaked out by him shooting lightning, and not the fact that he flies and spears a centaur through a bridge.
Power bombs a freaking centaur through a bridge.
Oh, I think the lightning is definitely the weirder part of that instead of, you know, everything else. I love Striker's response of just, I don't fucking know. No idea.
Bro, I'm a cop with a bunch of gods. I'm just gonna start beating up homeless people.
Hello,
World's
everybody.
ending
I'm
when
Curtis
hell
Stryker,
not.
and I'm gonna beat up some homeless people.
And then I'm gonna
Death
spit
Battle
on
having
him.
a Netflix sponsor these days.
Thor is definitely taller in this animation. Like, he's the same height
he's
while
fucking
crouching.
Big. He's big in this animation. Holy shit.
I still really like this animation. It's one of my favorites from season 1.
Yeah, Thor is crouched and he's the same height as Raiden.
He's hitting him with the 3D era air combos.
I'm gonna be honest, I think I like this more than Thor Jeter still. Like, even though Thor Jeter definitely looks way better. Like, no
and
doubt.
the other Thor
I just-
episode fucking exists.
I
Sound
like...
design, especially on that part where Raiden's catching and redirecting the lightning, just sounds really cool.
Take this tree.
I just like the impact of it. Like, Thor feels so strong. Raiden feels really fast and really agile.
Well, the tree didn't fucking
I like
work.
this. I like Raiden's like, oh, what the fuck? Hold on.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You're not Jax, what the fuck?
Goes.
That part definitely goes on a bit too long, but I like I like this. I just like the impact of, like, just Thor flying has more impact than anything in Thor Jeter.
Oh shit.
I'll be honest, I don't hate Thor Wonder Woman either. I don't think it's a great episode, but
I do, I hate it.
I think it's got a lot of stuff that's better than the fucking Thor Jeter. Like, Thor shattering the moon just by hitting Wonder Woman in the face when he throws his hammer. That's a very Thor thing to do. Block that
shit.
bitch.
Living at the level 3. Oh, fuck.
He's got no reason to do this, but that seems exactly why Thor would do it.
Use your fatal blow, Raiden. Oh shit.
Do one backwards.
That looks really cool. Yeah, you bitch. Really?
Fuck.
Away with you!
Yeah, I think this is meant to be the God Blast. Like, that's definitely more than just a regular bolt of lightning, but it doesn't do shit.
Because Raiden's just immune to electricity. Oh shit.
Oh, I love that sound. Get fucked.
Hi, Mr. Sun! And then you see Superman charging up in there.
That's way more over the top than anything else Thor's done in these episodes, and I love it.
Just chuck that bitch into the sun. You can't spell overkill without okay, Boomstick?
I mean, I guess.
This is still, I think, one of the, like, biggest death battles where they just didn't try to hide at all
Oh,
how,
yeah.
like, big of a stomp it is.
This is like a Flash Quicksilver level of this is how unfair it was. We shouldn't.
Because
have
as
done
I
this.
recall,
Lord
at a
of
panel
wisdom.
once, they got asked, they're like, what's the most unfair death battle you've ever done? And they're like, Thor Raiden. It wasn't close at all.
It's up there. I think Doom Vader is still a bit more unfair.
Well,
Yeah.
where, like, the Force in general does not work on him.
Well, because the thing is, at the very least, you can argue that Raiden is more skilled than Thor. You really couldn't argue Vader is more skilled than Doom in anything other than sword combat, which I guess. But
Even then, I wouldn't be surprised if Doom was better.
Ew, I think I saw Pro Jared over there.
Pro Jared.
Yeah,
look,
he used to
look,
be
hey,
pretty
look.
big on
Let's.
Super Tech
I'm gonna
back in
put
the
Thor
day.
Wonder Woman on just for fun, just to entice
No, you bitch. I
Oh.
hate this
them.
one.
Just the fight though, because I really,
You're doing this to piss me off. How dare you?
I honestly feel
Iron
bad
Man
because
versus Vegeta
I-
death battle.
I
Wait,
can-
hold on, no.
no,
no, get out of full screen.
we're gonna address that in a moment because I saw that too. There's actually some
wasn't
really
paying
really
attention,
good
right?
choreography in this animation, but why is so much? I mean, I know why so much of it's unfinished because of time constraints and like Thor's the dangly on his hammer just phasing through the ground.
You
Just does whatever the fuck it wants.
I want to interpret the reason this fight starts is because Thor's just a misogynist.
Sort of thing never turns out well for women like yourself.
Well, if she breathes.
I don't think you've ever known a woman.
I want to imagine that one was like, I'm a misogynist too, but that doesn't mean I have to like it.
Yeah, I'm a misogynist too, but that's your character for some reason.
Like, I do like the choreography is good. I love just shatters the shield in one hit. It's a very Thor thing, dude, to look at the fact that you've got a shield and just not care.
Time to stop holding back, Diana.
Your name's Diana? Okay.
Yeah. Diana Prince.
No, I'm saying that as if Thor, because she said that out loud for some fucking reason.
I don't think he'd be that surprised. It's
No,
not like
but
her
it's
name's like
just random
Jane.
gossip. He's like, really?
If her name was Jane,
Nice
it'd be a
to
lot more
meet
interesting.
you. My name is Donald.
Yeah, this is the part where like the animation is visibly unfinished. Like there's no texturing on Thor. There's basically no texturing on Wonder Woman either.
God, Thor, yeah, he's just black.
Yeah, and before he didn't like look at that. He's just
Now he's
completely flat gray.
gray. He's just a matte color.
Yeah, like the choreography here is really solid, but the animation's unfinished.
Such
Fuck.
reckless abandon. Poor misguided fool.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I have fought a Thor before, and he did that too. That is extremely Thor-like. This is the highlight of the fight. This right here.
Bitch.
She got hit by it once, and she's like, "Oh no, I gotta bust out the ultimate defense against that fucking thing."
And
Thor's like,
a
"Oops."
piece of shit.
Thor sees the moon go down. He's like, "Oopsie."
Yeah, I wasn't feeling that Thor.
No,
Ow.
I don't think Thor's had
When's he gonna say it?
Here it comes. Here it comes.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you dead.
I don't
Wow,
think.
that's so funny.
I think the only time Thor's ever had a good vocal performance is when they just use like the MVC3 clips.
Yeah, I didn't hate Thor in
I didn't hate him in
Gogeta.
Thor
Like, I
Gogeta,
didn't
but-
hate the performance.
But I can't think of a single memorable line other than the one I don't like.
Most of them were
the
quotes,
final
weren't
one. No, well, that was Vegeta.
That was Vegeta.
Like for Thor,
they? Oh, okay.
for Thor, he had a couple. Yeah,
Oh,
he
look
had
how
like
sudden
the,
that is. It's like, oh, what happened?
Bro,
Okay.
the music hasn't even caught up.
But, like, Thor's lines, I just,
Bullshit.
like, feel Heaven's Wrath is really weird. What's Iron Man
He
Vegeta,
uses
though?
that in like every battle.
Yeah, but the only time it sounds good is in versus Raiden.
Yeah, it's the
It's
freaking
like,
first one.
feel Heaven's Wrath! As opposed to, feel Heaven's Wrath. We...
Feel Heaven's Wrath.
Oh, fuck, I forgot Korra Storm. Korra Storm's kind of a lightning battle.
No.
He's gonna keep adding more.
It's not, but
Pikachu Blanca, give me the funny rat.
Maybe the rat getting eaten.
Oh, and then we can watch the rap battle.
I fucking love they specifically use anime Pikachu, so that's why we're gonna use the video games.
When you think of an electric combatant,
Fan art.
you always come to mind.
Fan art.
Pikachu, Ash's first Pokemon.
Pikachu.
I don't know that Blanc is always the first that comes to mind when I think electric combatant.
I don't think Pikachu is either. Like, he's definitely more up there, but I tend to think of, like, Thor first.
Yeah.
I'll think of like Thor. Pikachu's probably one of the first ones I'll think of, but I don't
I
think
think of
Blanca
fucking
would be.
Electro before I think of either of these two. And he sucks.
I still love that one of the reasonings for Miles Static is just, yeah, Miles has fought Electro, but the thing is that Electro's a fucking idiot.
He's kind of a dumbass. He dislikes ketchup. Or he does like ketchup. He hates the ball. God, I remember seeing so many comments after this came out saying, like, let's have a rematch, but let's make Pikachu a Raichu. And I'm like, just betray the whole reason he's a Pikachu still. Okay.
How funny would have been, like, in the fight, he just stumbles onto a Thunderstone and becomes the Raichu.
Oh,
Going
fuck
into
off.
EVs?
That's just a bigger, like, meal for Blanco, okay?
Where did these estimations come from?
From, I think they took the first few, the first Pokemon that he knocked out across the series, and then just applied EVs to them.
Spearos.
Yeah, like to,
All
and
the
then
fucking
they probably.
Spearos.
I want to hope they did it up until the point where he would have reached level 100. But who
I
fucking
swear,
knows?
the Pikachu's like level 150. But
Pikachu
then in
has
black
still
and white, he
lost to
becomes
several,
level 2
like,
again.
weak Pokemon.
Let's do a level 5
like, people
Snivy.
always,
He got his ass kicked by a Snivy.
no, people always bring up the Snivy in Johto, literally season, like, 3 of the anime. He gets his ass kicked by a random fucking Chikorita.
Jesus
Yeah.
fucking Christ,
Maybe
Pikachu.
he's just really bad against grass starters.
This Chikorita is also one that I believe this trainer had just caught, and then he also just eats shit and loses to a Ghastly in, like, the 4th gym of Johto.
Guy, I like Yu-Gi-Oh more anyway. I don't think Yu-Gi's
Can I
ever
see
gonna
your
be
Exodia
like,
cards real quick?
Yeah.
Oops, threw them into the ocean.
yeah, why would you trust a guy named Underwood?
Imagine if Yugi just turned into Yami right there and just threw him overboard, like, fuck you, kid.
Yami would beat the shit out of
here's
Weevil.
here's a better counterpoint. Can you imagine if someone was like, oh, hey, can I see your Charizard for a second, Ash, and then just lobbed it in the fucking ocean?
What, the fucking 5 foot, like 200-pound Charizard? Just
the Pokeball, obviously.
Not 200 pounds.
Obviously
the thing
the-
is like 5'7".
Yeah, I know. How
Obviously, like, he means the Pokeball, right? Because it's not like they. It's not like.
in the
No.
It's not like
they
picked
just
up.
toss it into the ocean.
It's
No,
not like.
try to lift the bitch.
It's not like Weevil just picked up the actual forbidden one from the Shadow Realm and threw him into the ocean. He's
Yeah,
big.
but
He's,
it's more funny
he's
to
taller than the
imagine Weevil
ocean.
trying to hoist Charizard over the railing while everyone's just staring at him like this guy's a fucking loser. Like Lost.
Jimmy. Oh my god, he's Mr. Beast.
I will say,
Blanca.
at least as far as I could find through my research, within the mainline games, it's never specified that it's the Amazon.
I know.
It's just
I know, like in Street Fighter 6, his area is like Brazil and whatnot, and he's like he grew up in
yeah,
these jungles.
like he's still put it around Brazil. Like we can assume it's the Amazon, but I'm pretty sure the story only ever refers to it just as a jungle.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh shit.
I like the alternate take where he was raised by electric eels.
I like.
He will make
I like.
you
I like.
right.
I like the interpretation that Boomstick just has electric eels nearby, and then he just went out to grab them.
Hi, Dan. No, he had a real friend. Sakura.
What's Frankenstein about Blanca?
Green
He's
skin.
green.
That's it. That was kind of racist.
That's
Boomstick.
literally
Frankenstein's
it.
monster doesn't have green skin. He's gray.
Now
Oh,
sometimes,
God,
sometimes
I
he's
hate
depicted
that
as green as
drawing.
well.
I hate that Danimals looking fucking drawing of him.
Jaguars.
Jaguar. What about Jaguaro from Scooby Doo?
If he pronounced them Jaguars, does that mean when he sees a guar, he calls it a wah?
I
Or
fucking
wire.
forgot. In the Street Fighter cartoon, he sounds like Dr. fucking Claw, and he's like Bruce Banner or some shit. So fucking dumb. Oh, and Akuma's white. I hate that cartoon. The best part about the Street Fighter cartoon is Balrog typing with fucking gloves on.
You know, everyone wants Melina versus Jury. We should get Melina versus Blanca so they can roll into balls and hit each other. Just as like a ball.
I'm gonna take this moment while we're on the topic of Blanca matchups to promote Blanca versus Kamen Rider Amazon, specifically the Showa version.
Blanca.
Because I really just want to see a fucking lizard Kamen Rider man fight an electric monkey man and them just bite each other's throats out. It would be pretty funny.
God, I saw
Look at
freaking
his
Blanca's
fucking
mom
suit.
in Street Fighter 6. She's
Yeah,
let
look at him.
herself
Jesus
go.
Christ.
This is Super Saiyan 3
Fucking
hair.
jacked. I like it. Looks better on Blanca than it
Oh
does
yeah, it
on
looks
Goku.
better on Blanca than it does on Goku. But I feel like if Super Saiyan 3 didn't look as stupid, I wouldn't like it as much.
Feels like
Fucking
every passing
caveman,
generation of Street
Neanderthal
Fighter, except for
forehead,
like the
dumbass.
new games, Blanca's arm hair was just getting like longer and longer.
Yeah, in 5, it's just all of his arm.
I will say, I do like the speed of this fight. Good try, dumbass.
Not good enough.
Blanca's kind of an asshole.
Yeah, it's just he doesn't know any better.
I think it's really funny just how badly Pikachu would fucking murder Blanca if this episode was done today.
Yep.
I don't know, like that trading of like fast techniques earlier feels like something you wouldn't get in Death Battle these days. Like
What
just
the fuck did
Wait, I
Pikachu
love
just
this.
do?
you know
This
the
part when the music
it's
ramps
the-
up is so fucking good.
I don't know what it's called. It's that technique where he like was spinning around attacks against other Pokemon. If you remember, he used to do that at points. It was basically
Christ, Blanca just gets going.
that. Like how Pikachu's
Fuck
got some
you,
fucking
rat!
Pikachu's got balls to just take that head on. Shame.
Nice balls. Too bad I'm gonna eat them.
I love this death. It's so funny.
Jams up his fucking nose. That's based. I've always wanted to eat a Pokemon.
There's genuinely a lot of energy in this fight. And I like that, but also I love just the way it ends.
Powerful, but he can't compete with Blanca's ruthless skill.
Would you eat a Pokemon if given the chance?
Depends on the Pokemon. Like if I said yes and you were like, "Here's a mug," I would probably punch you in the
Their
nose.
survival skills, as
it
if
would
that's
ha-
a factor at all in this fight.
It would have to be a Pokemon that is actually edible. So
It's
like,
experienced killing small animals.
Small animals like jaguars
you're making
and
Blanca
crocodiles.
sound like a serial killer.
So,
now
it
imagine
listed
Blanca just holding a magnifying glass.
Blanca is
and-
being resistant to electric and steel attacks. Blanca does not function by Pokemon type matchups.
I'm pretty sure when you hit Blanca with himself,
Wait,
he's
what's
not
next?
resistant to it anyway.
They're gonna say what's next. What's next? I gotta know.
It's go. I'm gonna tell you.
Oh fuck! Shut up! Shut the fuck up! No way!
It was like the most hype reveal they ever did.
Holy shit!
Wait, I love the reaction afterwards.
Finally, Jin Mori versus Sentry.
Somebody get me a motherfucking table to flip!
Jesus Christ.
Nah, yeah,
Someone give me a
I
table to
remember
flip.
being here as a fan of Death Battle, waiting for Goku Superman when that reveal hit. That was the most insane shit ever. Like, that was wild.
I'll never
memories.
forget watching Goku vs Superman 2 live and then going into the SGC building and fucking throwing like a yoga ball or some shit at the other guy.
Yeah,
Another rap battle.
do you want to watch the rap
Nice.
battle or the fight? Actually, no. I don't think I could put the rap
It's
battle.
just the song to the fight.
I don't think I could actually put that on there with that.
Well, we can technically just hear it in the fight anyway.
Our sponsor, it's Miller time. You too can chill out with a delicious Miller Lite. Nothing
Post replayed, you damn.
I think
right.
it's funny that we ended up like speaking like with more fun over those two season 1 episodes than Killua and Misaka.
I mean, I have more personal attachment to all 4 of the characters in those episodes than Misaka and Killua combined.
Yeah.
I can say the same, but this honestly, I got more connection to Miles and Static than those two.
Miles, how
yeah,
the
but like,
no
seen
version
the
of
first
Electro looks
Spider-Verse
anything
movie?
like Static.
I've seen the first Spider-Verse movie, and it's literally the only connection I have to these 2 movies.
Is Miles secretly racist to himself?
Yeah,
Because
No,
he was
a lot of
thinking of
people-
Black Electro.
I have never heard of anyone saying like he mistook Static for Electro. I'm assuming no version of Electro looks like Static.
Nah, there's no version of Electro with the drip.
He's either white or he's blue. He's never black.
Nah, No Way Home.
Oh,
Yeah, No Way Home
well, he
he's
doesn't
black.
have fucking dreads and a blue suit.
No.
Also, this came out before No Way Home, so it
Yeah.
doesn't count.
I mean, Jamie Foxx was still black in that movie, just not once he became Electro.
Yeah, once he became Electro,
I think
the guy we're talking about,
the
he
more
was blue.
I think the more present concern is how many times has Miles actually met Electro? I can't imagine it's a huge amount.
I think so. Is it? No, keep sticking. Stick forever.
Oh, he
Goodbye.
did the Blanca thing too.
The Blanca ball.
They also ran up the building like Killua and Misaka. And he's flying on a piece of metal like Killua and Misaka.
Break it, bitch.
And he's also
Annoying.
using his powers to counter something that stops him from being able to see his opponent like Killua and Misaka.
Yo, shit.
For all intents and purposes, a lot of the stuff that happens to Killua and Misaka sounds like
The
kaiju.
kaiju.
Feels like something that I've seen in other death battles done more interestingly by
Yeah.
more interesting
Shit.
characters.
Also, Static getting pissed off and like turning electricity off across the entire
Reattaching his
city is way
fucking
cooler.
arm.
it's
the only
still so
problem-
weird that Static can just reattach his arm by lightening it. It's like,
And here's where so many Spider-Verse fans cried out in agony. Well, at least he didn't lose to Deku.
oh hey, I
Oh, hey.
can do that too.
In fact, it's kinda my thing.
Kaboom!
Yeah, the death is like my only problem with this episode. It's kind of just, eh.
I like the visuals with it though. I like the
I like the
Spider-Verse
visuals. I just think it's kind of
explosion.
like lacking impact.
Just an explosion, yeah.
Poor Miles, though.
He'll be
I'm surprised how this
fine.
turned out. At first glance,
He's
Miles
got
had
another
a
movie coming out. Static ain't doing shit.
Definitely physically stronger than Static. He
How
was
funny would it have been
totally
if they'd
winning
they'd
on
used
this
Black
guy.
Lightning instead and Miles
Virgil's
just had no
overwhelming
advantage?
power put him at a level above
Fuck.
young Spider-Man.
I wonder if they'll ever use Black Lightning.
Overall, Static speeds
I want to
were
see
way
an
above
edit
Spidey's.
where,
They wouldn't have scaled Miles to
in
classic
Thor
Peter
Raiden,
Parker
when Raiden
skills.
tries to zap Thor, it doesn't do anything, and Thor's like,
Definitely
away with you!
out.
It's,
No easy
Booster
way to
Gold
get
versus
around
Cable, let's see how far you fly.
Static's
You hit like a
also
girl.
wrenched many of Spider-Man's
Just
abilities moving.
punches his
Like how
bitch ass to the
Spidey's
dirt.
abilities didn't matter when Static could light him up like a Christmas tree.
You damnable
And his speed
cur.
was so similar to
I
what
sometimes
the Spider
forget
Sense could
Toy
give
Man's
Miles,
existence.
the
That guy's
super
fucking
rare wasn't that
weird.
big of a help. Remember, just 'cause he knew an attack
Love
was
how he's
coming
just a
didn't
square.
always mean he could
Yeah.
Well,
His
So
fucking
funny.
based. He's a box with a head.
Electromagnetic manipulation gave him control over Miles' wall crawling and other abilities.
Hello, my name is
As soon as he got
Markiplier, and
hold
I'm a
of Miles'
box with a
bionic
head.
aura, it was basically all over.
I like to
Miles and all the other
beat down
Spider-Men
homeless
fight
people and
Electro
spit
all the
on
time,
them.
and they have no problem dealing with that. Why
I'm
was
not
Static
giving up
any
on the
different?
spit.
Simply put, every
This was
iteration of
before
Electro
Miles got his own
pales in
game, huh?
comparison.
Yeah.
He has no feats of power
Huh.
that come even close to
Poor
Static,
kid.
and frankly, he's an idiot. This was a fascinating matchup, but
I like how they're like, he's got no feats to compare to Static. Let's ignore the feat where he fucking injures Thor.
Jolly good show, and yet Mr. Hawkins had him outdone in breathtaking power, stalwart defense, and veritable versatility.
oh, he was just miles ahead of him, don't you know?
The victor is
Why did he have that accent? What the fuck?
Because that's the joke.
I thought he would sound like me, the dumb hick.
Alright, now here's my question for you guys.
No.
If Death Battle does, well, when, because it's such a common thing, when they do another electric-themed Death Battle, what do you guys want it to
Electro versus Elect Man.
be to?
I'll just go with what you guys are saying because I have no other ideas.
I don't think I care for any other.
Let's watch Ben 10 and
Electro
Green
versus
Lantern
Elect
and
Man would
pretend.
be so funny.
Let's watch Ben 10 versus Green Lantern and pretend that like an electric alien is in
Like,
it.
I want to
bring
save
up in the
that.
Death Battle how much of an incompetent idiot Electro is, but he's also very up his own ass, and like, it's funny how when he actually, like, he never actually performs anything that impressive, at least from what I've seen, but given his power sets, Spider-Man shouldn't really be a
Wait.
threat to him. Like, Electro can just dissipate himself
Is this the
into
same
raw
guy?
electricity whenever he wants.
I just realized. I think
that
that
the
I think that
same
Vegeta versus
channel?
Iron Man was just playing their analyses back to back,
It's
and
just-
that's it.
That seems like what it is. There might be more to it. You never know. Until you click on it. Click. Now we're just running into random bullshit.
Fuck off.
See, there's
The
Jacksepticeye.
bullshit go.
No. Well, rip this show.
I like how the Duck Goes Moo has gotten a reputation of being the guy who knows nothing in the amongst the Versus community. It's funny.
The immortal turtle.
I remember seeing people go, "What does he know?" And the response was how to Photoshop himself looking surprised in front of a thumbnail.
Hey,
Think-
Vanos Gaming. That's based.
I've never actually watched
The
any of his
same-
videos. I don't know if they're like entertaining or not, so I can't comment on that.
The same way that, like, occasionally a death battle will use a comic book
It is
character,
the same
and
guy.
like the way that they are in the comics will be like way different from like the MCU or whatever other projects they're in.
Oh, yeah,
Like
let's just watch
Azrael versus
RoboCop.
Moon Knight would be really interesting just because of like how many people don't know that there are two Azraels, or
Yeah.
how many people don't know that it's questionable whether or not Moon Knight has superpowers, because it's like there are several stories where he does, but at the same time he's crazy, and he might not.
I think the explanation is just just that he does. Sometimes he just doesn't know though.
He's a crazy bastard.
Like it is
Yeah,
funny. I think I brought this up in the Ant-Man Adam prediction that I did a bit back, but someone asked which Azrael do you think they'd use against Moon Knight, and the biggest responses were just there's more than one.
Yeah, like obviously it would be Jean-Paul Valley.
Yeah, obviously it'd be Jean. No one cares about Michael. I say that as
see,
if
my question
Michael
is,
isn't
do
the
you
one
think
in
they
Arkham.
would-
Everyone brings up Arkham Azrael, but that is Michael. So I guess he is the
biggest
popular one.
difference, like obviously aside from them being like different characters, it's that Jean-Paul Valley Azrael wears like a red suit and has like flames and knives and shit, and then the other one wears like white with red accents and
Yeah.
then has like fucking magic swords or some shit, right?
Yeah, I mean they both have the flaming sword. I think.
I mean, one of them has like a fucking swords. I thought like a blue one and a red one.
Yeah, but like they both wield the flaming sword.
Okay.
But it's funny because everyone.
This question I would have is, would they use Asbat? Because Asbat, as stupid as it looks, is pretty cool.
I don't know. I just know that everyone thinks of Moon Knight versus Azrael as like being able to do Batman versus Moon Knight, but not with Batman again. But then everyone uses Michael in their thumbnails, and he was Bat Devil. He wasn't Batman.
Yeah. It's
Goons.
funny though, because or you could make the case for a lot of characters where they're like, oh, they were Batman once, but you don't give them like a bat suit in the animation just because they're not usually. It's like past the point of Bruce kicking his ass and making him stop being Batman, the Asbat suit has come back a few times. It's because Jean-Paul Valley thought it was cool, and so he brought it back.
Yeah. I'm wondering how they're gonna tackle Rocket, because I think of the Guardians, he's not one of the ones that's super different in the comics, at least not to the level of like Drax.
In the comics, and I could be completely wrong with this, I know in the movie it's the High Evolutionary creates him, but in the comics I'm pretty sure he just comes from a planet where the people there are just like animal people.
Oh god, I really hope they don't do this big song and dance about how the MCU's different. I really don't need that. They gonna, but
I think it if it's the same though in the comics where like the reason that all those animals exist because like High Evolutionary someone made them, I think it'd be I guess it would just be one of the connections that both Stitch and Rocket came about via experiments.
yeah, except that's not the case to my knowledge.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in the comics he's just raccoon-looking alien.
Yeah. I know that Rocket's honestly a bit like fucking Hal Jordan, where he's like this guardian of this quadrant of space, which is funny. I'm double checking to see if they've like retconned his origins.
Marvel will do that. They'll be like, I know we have like 50 years of established history for this character, but what if we made it like the MCU just to market it?
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like that. It doesn't look like they have. So I can't wait to have to fucking deal with that bullshit.
No.
I just...
in a way, Ty, you were right. It is a cartoon.
yeah.
I'm a smart boy.
I am hoping for the Stitch dub, but you know, who knows how this will go.
I'm also hoping for the Stitch dub because I used to fucking love Lilo and Stitch as a kid.
I love the 3 Guardian film, like the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, more than any of the films from Lilo and Stitch, but I just have more of an attachment to the first Lilo and Stitch, as well as the sequels, as well as the TV show. Like, I was in on that show back when it was coming out.
Biggest
I'm the
thing
only
for
one
me,
pulling for Rocket. Oh shit.
I feel weird because like a lot of people, especially like millennial Disney fans, love Stitch because they're like, oh my god, he's so cute. Look at him, he loves his family. The appeal to me has always been, haha, what a funny little goblin, what a little fucking cryptid.
I mean, he is. Like that like the appeal should be both. It's not like a one or the other
It's
thing.
disgusting little ghoul.
Like it
Ghoul.
the funniest thing with Stitch to me is the contrast of the fact that he is this loving family entity who really cares about everyone around him, but he is also a fucking goblin. Like he is a freakish thing.
He's a freaky little guy.
Yeah.
Also, it's like, I'm only thinking about this now. I'm sure the sidebars are going to bring up the power he has where he can just put his claw on a turntable and open his mouth and the music will play from his head.
Imagine that's how the fight starts. Like, you know how the Guardians films have this thing with diegetic music, and music being like...
Rocket's gonna be like, I hate this song, change it.
I hate this song, change it. That's
So, like, Rocket gets upset at the song and he blows up Stitch's turntable and Stitch gets pissed about it and starts fighting him.
I really hope there's a point in the fight where Stitch just pulls out all 4 of his guns and just starts laughing like a psychopath. Like, that's a very Stitch thing. I need that in the fight, and I want Rocket to be laughing too.
I love when he grows his forearms and just starts cackling like a little ghoul.
I want both of them to just have all their guns and just be laughing like madmen while shooting everything. Not even aiming at each other. Like, they're barely aiming. They're just shooting at everything.
Fire away.
Blowing things up.
Aiming is overrated. Let's just bring the whole... Like, the fight... I hope the fight takes place on a ship, and they're just bringing the ship down by blowing everything up. That's what I... That's... If the fight doesn't have that moment where the two are just reveling in the chaos of just blowing everything to hell, then it's a failed episode to me. That is the thing I need in that episode.
So, in preparation for this, not only am I going to rewatch Lilo and Stitch movies and watch some of the show, I'm gonna actually finally watch Guardians 2 and possibly 3.
I'm definitely gonna see.
Well, 3's the one that's about Rocket, so you should probably watch that one.
Probably should, but at the same time,
it is important to watch 2 as well, because like it is a trilogy. Like,
yeah. Well, Rocket also has a significant amount of development in Endgame and Infinity War.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because his friends are fucking dead.
The MCU just can't have things be accessible to someone that isn't that into it.
Admittedly,
just watch a YouTube video.
The thing is, I don't think you necessarily need Infinity War and Endgame. Beyond the fact that you needed to understand the whole Gamora situation in the 3rd movie. I think for Rocket, it's not super important. But
when is Gamora?
Your mum.
Damn it.
Oh yeah, there's also the live-action Lilo and Stitch. I can't wait to never watch it when it comes out.
Oh yeah, that is happening, isn't it?
You remember the anime Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah, I remember the not an anime, a Chinese series.
Yeah, well, the anime didn't have Lilo in it. It had some other fucking random child.
Not an anime.
Stitch was there.
I just remember, yeah, the girl was completely different, but
actually, no, yeah, there is an anime, I think. No, there's an anime and a donghua. There's two other shows of Stitch. And they're both just they're not called Lilo and Stitch. They're just called Stitch. And I think the Chinese one is called. It's Stitch and something else, like Stitch and I or something. It's not Lilo and Stitch. And Stitch takes place first in it.
I use Stitch a lot in Kingdom Hearts 2.
I also like that the second film is just called Stitch the Movie, and then there's Leroy and Stitch, and no, there's
Leroy.
there's Lilo and Stitch 2, and then I think the show, and then Leroy and Stitch is like the finale of that.
I was gonna say, who the fuck is Leroy? That's the electric one, right?
Jenkins.
No. Leroy is the red clone of Stitch.
Oh, why the fuck is his name Leroy?
Because it sounds like Lilo.
I don't remember.
Remember, because like most of them had a reason for getting the name they did. I think Sparky was the electric one's name.
Yeah.
And then there was like the orange one that was just like super lazy and ate sandwiches all day. Didn't have a name for a long time, but then they named him Reuben because he loves to eat Reubens.
Yeah, which is really funny. By the way, I think Leroy is voiced by Frank Welker, which is amazing.
Can I say as well? I fucking love Gantu. What a
yes.
Like he's actually like a little menacing in the first movie, but then they just make him like this fucking big doofus, and it's actually kind of funny.
I like how.
And then there's the Proud Family crossover where the grandma just kicks the shit out of him.
I like how instead of trying to continue playing him up as a genuine threat while he's being a failure, they just acknowledge, nah, he's kind of just a loser.
I think one of the big things, like as far as criticisms for the franchise go, is I think it's in the second movie. Stitch just fucking dies, and then they get sad, and then he comes back, and they're like, "Oh, how is this possible that he came back to life?" And Jamba just goes, "It isn't." And that's as far as explaining it goes. Is how is that possible? It's not anyway.
Moving on.
Honestly, I kind of wonder if there are people who try to make matchups for Leroy, because I imagine they're all just, this is a clone of someone else, but they're evil.
Well, I guarantee a lot of them are going to be characters like every time you have an evil version of someone or like evil clone matchup, inevitably you're going to see Eobard there, even though he's not an evil berry, he's an evil berry fanboy. Or you're going to see like Albedo there, even though Albedo is not an evil Ben, he's a random fucking Galvin that got trapped in a copy of Ben's body.
Yes.
Yeah. I just, honestly, from what I remember, I think the reason Leroy was given his name is just because Dr. Hamsterville thought it was a good name, and that's it. Like, there's no deeper
Sounds
meaning.
like some shit he'd do.
He just went, yeah, I'm gonna call him Leroy.
Sounds like-
Fuck you. I
That's
like
like all
that.
you need. That's just all you need, man. It's a good name. Good name. What if they created a new Stitch clone, or and they said, "Your name is Mohammed,"
Oh my god.
and he's blurred the entire time he's on screen?
What if they made a Stitch clone and they called him Snitch?
He'd be a fucking tattletale, and I'd fucking break his bones.
Snitch is
No matter what happens, he will always tell on you like a bitch. Fucking asshole. And then there's another Stitch clone called Bitch.
I think I remember in Leroy and Stitch, one like the big finale, because it's like after the show, right? The big finale is like all the little fucking goblins from the show coming together to kick the shit out of the army of Leroys with just a ton of random abilities. It's like one Leroy could kick the ever-living crap out of Stitch, but like all these guys together, they can take on an army of them, yeah. I don't remember if the other clones are just weaker than the original Leroy. That might be the case, but I remember like two of the fucking experiments can just create entire ass islands.
Yeah.
Like that's
Now,
great.
if I'm correct and I'm not just like crazy, Stitch versus Rocket will be premiering on the 2nd. That's like the day I head out for vacation, so I won't be around for that one.
Why not? Why
Stuck with me.
why can't you just record before you go?
Well, cause on the 2nd when it comes out, I'll be heading out to pick up a friend and be just like driving for 13 hours minimum that day.
That's all.
What do you mean that's all?
How much fucking sleep do you get?
Not a lot.
I don't either, but fuck.
But no, that'll be I'll be with
It's gonna
the
be the
friends.
Nem.
By the way, I
and
feel like
Cam
telling
show.
you,
We can call it
because it's funny.
Nom.
Leroy is not the only version of just another Stitch.
on.
There's like
You can't
another
ignore
version of
that.
Stitch out there as well, which is funny to me.
Don't you fucking
It's also
dare.
the pink one named Angela, who's like her thing is just that she's a slut.
I was thinking of Cyber,
Slut,
the one
slut,
that like
slut,
becomes a
slut.
cyborg over time.
Nem,
I
you
don't
can't
remember
ignore.
that one. I remember some of the ones I liked. I remember there was one that had 4 arms, and
Anyone
I
who
think
made
he
it
was
this
just
far in the
strong.
video, comment what I said.
think
You
it's.
know what
I think
said.
he's in season 2.
It's fucking funny.
I know he's not in the main series. It's in the It's either the Don Qual or the anime where he shows up. But I'm pretty sure he's like meant to be like Experiment Zero, like the original. Like he just like. By the way, there was one that was just exactly the same as 626. That was the first one I ever made. Let's just never bring that up. But he's here now, and he's just Stitch, but purple. There you go.
Cool.
A few, like, there was a handful of the experiments that were just like, what if we took Stitch, slightly changed his shape, and he was a different color? Like, here's orange Stitch that eats sandwiches. Here's pink Stitch that's a girl. Here's yellow Stitch that's lightning.
Yeah.
There's a Red Stitch that's an asshole.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine
Pokemon was
if
nothing but Pikachu
imagine
clones.
if they just did fucking Stitch versus Toothless because Toothless's head was designed off Stitch, and that was the whole logic behind it. I was like, there you go. There's your death matchup.
Stitch would eat that fucking dragon.
No, he would, yeah, because of the whole like
Just devour it.
the galaxy bomb
Gobble
would just
it.
be too much.
Just gobble that bitch up.
I
So I'm
think-
the only one here
I th-
pulling for Rocket, huh?
Yeah, I like Rocket, but I don't have that connection to him because I only
I don't
really
really care who wins between them. They're both great.
I only really
just
got
have a
connected to
preference.
Rocket after Guardians 3. Because I did like him in the other films, but he wasn't like super deep a character until Guardians 3 actually made me really care about him. But I've liked Stitch for a long time, so I gotta go
Stitch is
Stitch.
funny.
Yeah, I'm probably in the same boat where it's
blah.
just like I have too long-standing of a connection and like too fond of a memory of Stitch that like
I think even if you do watch Guardians 2 and 3 and you come to really love Rocket, you'll probably still be pulling for Stitch anyway, just because of that history, you know?
reading the comics, maybe Rocket will fucking blow me away and he'll just be like the best character ever. But somehow, I'm sure he's gonna be a funny raccoon man with guns.
Honestly, the only thing in the comics that I give any shit about is that he can speak to creatures that just make gibberish noises, so he would be able to speak to Stitch. It just kind of sucks that we won't be able to understand
I mean-
what Stitch is saying.
That's under the implication like Stitch can speak English just fine. I mean, not like he's able to communicate himself.
Yeah, but
Just-
he
just
mostly
usually doesn't. Most of the time, he's not speaking. He's just making fucking like noises.
I mean, I think they established in the show that he is speaking when he makes those noises, but it's more a case of when he speaks in his language, it just sounds exactly the same as when he's just gargling marbles. Like that's the experiment's language. It just already sounds like garbled nonsense.
Marble gargle. My
I
favorite.
think the implication is funny that like they put a big emphasis in the analysis on like and somehow he's able to understand Groot and all he can say is I am Groot, so he must have some sort of telepathic ability to communicate with things that don't speak his language. And then Stitch just starts going like blah 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 blah, blah. It's like what the fuck?
Hell are you saying?
It's like hella
I feel like they're almost certainly gonna have a moment where Stitch does says something, and Rocket's gonna be like, "Ooh, I don't think you're allowed
Rocket's
to say
gonna
that."
be like, what the fuck? Is that a fucking cat?
Isn't
It's
that
a
a little
weird looking
harsh?
I
fucking cat.
think they're gonna imply that Stitch said something really offensive, and Rocket's gonna look like, "Whoa, I
Isn't
don't
that a
think you
little
can say
harsh?
that."
I want Stitch to come out of the ship, and then Rocket says, "You're one ugly motherfucker," because that's funny, right? That's funny.
It's pretty funny.
Funny. He uses real curse words instead of the ones from
And-
He
the
comes
series.
out and, he
then
throws his
Stitch-
extra
Funny.
arms and his spines, and Rocket goes, Irma, what's the ass?
This
What
Stitch guy's,
the
"Fuck
ass?
you."
Fuck you. No.
I wonder when I do how it should have been of Stitch Rocket. Am I just gonna record myself just shaking my head and making noises and just seeing what comes out of my mouth, and that's Stitch.
Fucking
That's
How
him.
would you feel if... What if... You think Stitch will speak English at all in this?
Yeah, he'll probably say one or two things, but not much.
What if he says it like at the end, like before he fucking wins
He
or
fucking
something? That'd be
goes-
fucking...
he goes
He's like,
for
I
the-
spoke English the whole time.
He goes like for the Fox Bucky store to kill, and he's like, "Oh, nah," and Rocket's like, "You could speak the whole time."
I could.
I just imagine Stitch just like fucking like Rocket blows up his turntable that he's got playing music. And he's just like going, he's like, and he's just like making his little goblin sounds, and he's like, yeah, I didn't catch a word of that.
Oh wait, what if Rocket's the one who wins with a big gun to the face and like, any last words? Probably not. And then Stitch does say something, but Rocket shoots him anyway. And then Rocket realizes after the fact, oh, I think he was about to say something. Just like a,
Speak English this whole time? What the fuck?
why didn't you say anything before? We could have avoided this whole thing, you idiot. Just, I wish they had the end like after the fight animation still, because it'd be funny if Stitch loses and the end animation is just Groot sweeping up his remains.
I am Groot.
I am Groot.
In anticipation, you must watch the anime rap battle between Rocket and Groot and Mike and Sully. I could barely finish that sentence.
That should have been the Rocket death battle.
So fucking bad.
I think it would be really funny if Stitch finally said something in English. It was like nothing even in character for Stitch to say. It's him saying like, "Once your planet is in ashes, then you have my permission to die."
Just fuck you.
No, they got to fit an MCU reference in. The thing Stitch is gonna say is, "I am Groot."
Like, I can imagine Rocket just has like his foot on Stitch's chest and is like has a gun in his mouth. He's like, "All right, any last words?" And then Stitch just fucking eats his gun and just rips his face off.
Well, shit. Should have saw that coming.
Nah, Rocket's gonna have his foot on Stitch, and Stitch's gonna go Groot, and Rocket's gonna go, "Why'd you say that name?
Why'd you say that name?
When's Gamora?
I can imagine the thing he says in English being like bad raccoon or some shit like that, and him going, "I am not a raccoon."
God. How many... I bet you money there'll be like 50 commenters who think they're fucking hilarious whenever this comes out being like, "Did you know Drax was in the battle? He was just so still you couldn't see him."
Yeah, I can imagine that. You know what? I might actually just edit Drax into the how it should have been, just in the background, because I think that's funnier than making
Just
the
a
joke of
random
him
ass
being invisible.
sprite, just at one point
It's
slides
just-
past him.
I just imagine like Stitch and Rocket are fighting, and then Rocket like bumps into him, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, Drax, I didn't see you there." He's like, "No worries, continue."
It is all right. I am
Batista bomb.
enjoying this battle a lot.
It's just entertaining. I love the fucking in the Guardians Christmas special when Drax is just obsessed with that little like elf decoration. He's like, "The funny little man. I need to have him."
I like that they confirmed
Batista-
GoBots are canon to the
Yes.
MCU, which makes
Yeah,
sense.
and so is Superman, and so is Dragon Ball.
Like, it makes sense for GoBots because they are canon to the Transformers multiverse, which is part of Marvel, or they share a shared wider multiverse. But I just never expected it to get explicitly brought up. I don't know.
Batista
Now,
is the
now
best
I
wrestling actor.
I really am just attached to the idea of Rocket bumping into the other Guardians who are just used to this. They're just like, "Yeah, go on, kick his ass."
Don't die. It would really suck if you died.
Try not to die, raccoon. I have a lot of money on you.
But
Really want to see someone make an edit of like the critical clip where he's holding the kitten, but it's Rocket and Stitch, and it's Rocket going, "Yup, you fucked up looking dog."
there's a fucking cat outside.
The weird fucking cat outside, Ma. Groot, there's a weird fucking cat outside.
Could you imagine if the fight starts because Star-Lord just abducted Stitch? Like, that's how he just brought Stitch onto the ship and then just leaves him alone. And that's
Stitch
that's
just
how
turns
Stitch
us
got
into
there.
Alien.
Yeah, Stitch is like messing, like he goes into Rocket's room, starts messing with all of his projects and
And
just
that-
tearing apart his electronics, and Rocket's like, "Oh, you gotta fucking die now."
Ooh, you shouldn't have. You
For
shouldn't
some
have
reason,
did that.
I thought Stitch was going to turn this into like freaking Alien. Just start murdering all of them one by one.
I mean, considering this would be the comic Guardians, he might not want to do that with Drax right there. This fucking power
Or
cosmic
it's-
muscle monster. Probably not a good
Yeah.
idea to start shit with him.
Pretty funny.
He
I do-
gets his ass kicked before he even makes it to Rocket.
I do like the Guardians of the Galaxy. You got Rocket, who's a street tier with Herald weapons. Star-Lord, a street tier with Herald weapons. Gamora and Groot, like, you know, low mid-tier Heralds. Drax, who could pick a fight with Thor. Just there as well. Do you really
Man
need
with
the
knives who
I think
can
one of
fight
the funniest
Thor.
things I've ever found in my research of Marvel is that, like, Nick Fury, for all intents and purposes, like, he's pretty skilled, but he is still just, like, you know, a super soldier with guns. If I remember correctly, there's a scene where he's, like, on the moon and shoots this fucking, like, sniper rifle from the moon to Earth or some shit. It's able to, like, damage Herald tier characters.
Yeah, he just has Herald equipment for some reason.
Like, he has some kind of fucking
shield.
sniper rifle or some shit that he was going to use to, like, shoot the Hulk or something like that.
I think he's
I'm
got
like, you
weapons.
just have, like, anti-Hulk gun?
Yeah, I think he's got like a weapon that could
Not
injure
surprised.
Thor as well.
It's like, to
The
that end,
shield.
if, like, Big Boss versus Nick Fury happens, what the hell is Big Boss gonna do?
I think like I'm trying to remember, is there a feat in Metal Gear that can get Big Boss even to the physical stats of Fury? I don't even remember.
Obviously,
Like a
Big
lighter and a
Boss
can of
gonna smoke
hairspray is
some
pretty
weed.
impressive, but like I have an anti-Thor gun.
Obviously,
I think the obvious
Big
thing
Boss
is
gonna
that
smoke some weed and pass the time.
Nick Fury Jr.'s or Senior's anti-herald weapons are very long range, so if Big Boss is just up close, he might not be able to use them.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah.
Poor
I don't think
Big
it matters.
Boss.
I
He's a cool character.
I
like
think
that they
I think he does
introduced
cool.
Sam Jackson into the comics, and they're like, "Oh, well, here's the MCU Nick Fury. Where'd the old one go?" It's like, "Oh, he's on the moon because he's a rotten bastard."
No, I think
He's
they
crazy.
already made him based on Sam Jackson before the MCU came out. And they,
Well,
they were able to
Nick
get
Fury Jr. always looked like what Sam Jackson looks like
Yeah.
in the movies. But they just, I don't, is it Nick Fury Jr. in the movies? I never
him.
noticed.
No, they never really
whether-
specified. Also, they don't
I think
seem
it'd
to
be
give
funny if they confirmed that the Fury from the old Fury movie was his dad.
Fuck.
a-
Now he has a series coming out, Secret Invasion. Yay.
yeah.
Old.
Yeah, with the scroll. I can't wait for Super Scroll in Disney Plus.
Oh, I just
whenever
remembered,
he
I
looks so
gotta-
good.
I got to draw green for the fucking stupid color wheel I did on Twitter.
Oh no.
It'll already be done by the time this video comes out, so I'll just tell you, it's gonna be the fucking Green Lantern boot, and just underneath it is gonna be Ben 10's arm, and I'm gonna have fucking just Pickle Rick and Larry the Cucumber with Trunks' hair just in the boot as well, because I think it'd be funny, and then just a little Goblin Green Lantern in the background.
This boost.
Is that why you sent me that fucking awful cheese, man?
Why do you call it awful? I put at least.
Look
20...
at him. He has like the most perverted face I've ever seen.
Are you talking about that cheese card he parades around?
The
Yes.
cheese that stands alone is a great. I mean, it's not a great card. It's really bad, but it is funny.
Let me send you a short I found on YouTube. You've probably seen it, but it's funny.
I was talking to my current roommate about Yu-Gi-Oh! And he was like, "Yeah, you know, there are ways to make like functional Exodia decks." And I'm like, "Yeah, but Yugi doesn't really care because he has this funny little thing called the Heart of the Cards, where the plot will just give him Exodia if he needs
Yeah.
it."
I mean,
I use numerators
it
for a
doesn't-
drawing
it doesn't-
engine.
Okay, it doesn't work like that. The way it works is the higher the stakes of a duel, the higher his chances of getting one of the potential cards that could guarantee him the win. So, if he had 4 pieces of Exodia and he was in a duel to decide the fate of the world, then he will either draw a card that will allow him to search for the last piece, or he will draw the piece. That's how that works.
Well, see, in the circumstances of a death battle, the stakes are if you lose, you die.
Yes.
That's pretty high.
There you go, Ty. You can see the beautiful cheese that stands alone that I drew in like 20 minutes.
Oh boy. What the fuck is that cretin? Ew. His thighs
You know,
are
I fully
weird.
believe that he stands alone. I too wouldn't want to go
I
anywhere
wouldn't
near
want
that
to.
thing.
Yeah, I don't want to stand next to him. What the fuck is that? Bro, his feet are not right. His arms are not
I ran
right.
out of
This-
space.
As an artist, this hurts me.
I ran out of space. I've told everyone I'm an awful artist before. I'm drawing entirely
He
on
has a
mouse
sm-
too.
He has a fucking smiley face on his knee, like his left knee.
Yeah, he does. I didn't even notice that, but you're right.
If you guys had to just based on your first impressions give Killua versus Misaka a number score out of 10, what are you feeling right
know,
now?
like a
Before
solid-
like
Like a 6,
5.
7.
I think a 6 is about where I'm feeling, like a low 6, maybe a high 5.
Like I definitely
Don't
can't.
take my opinion too seriously. I can't be asked enough to go above a 5.
I can't say it was bad. Like it definitely wasn't a bad episode. I just, it had a few moments that I really liked, but it's just distracting overall. Some of the stuff in it. Okay, it doesn't want to let me send the booster gold I drew, but I'm gonna send that anyway. Cause it's booster gold. Like who doesn't want to see his beautiful face?
Oh fucking god.
Honestly, these are both better than the annoying orange I drew.
When you're making the thumbnail
That's not
for this
bad.
video, just based off of our little intro skit, can you just put like very faded out so that they're barely noticeable, like they're mostly transparent, just like PewDiePie, Markiplier, and Jacksepticeye's heads behind ours?
Should I just like fade them in over? No.
Don't fade them in over the course of the video. Just have them in the thumbnail, but have it be like how Biff puts Tai Lung in the thumbnails, where like it's become so abstract and small at this point that it might as well not be there.
I absolutely
hobo in
adore
the
the way
corner.
he does that. Like, genuinely, I think it's great.
You know, I keep thinking I draw degenerate shit, and then Nem shows me this.
Trust me, I'm gonna send you what my annoying orange looks like, and you're gonna realize that cheese is actually not the worst thing in the world. That cheese is actually pretty good. That cheese ain't half bad. You know, it at least looks like the thing it's supposed to be. It looks like a cheese.
The cheese that stands alone is degenerate, because degenerate to some extent implies like there's something like devious about it. The cheese that stands alone is just fucking ugly. He's just creepy looking.
Well, thank you. I put a lot of work into that.
No, it's just the way he's designed is fucking hideous. He's gross looking.
It's meant to be. It's a joke card.
Here's a stupid bullshit I've been drawing.
There are plenty of joke cards that are.
What the fuck is that?
Ugly.
That's not a drawing. That's a fucking hit piece.
It's the only way I could do annoying orange to take a picture of Huan's face and just slap it onto an orange circle.
Poor bastard.
Emma, when are we gonna get Sonic Duck on Death Battle?
Sonic Duck.
Never. I mean, actually, you know what? I can't say.
Sonic Duck.
I can't say never because it is not Death Battle. For all you know, we're gonna use fucking Karl Marx on this show, so you know.
What?
McDonald's apple pie.
Why didn't you draw Jumbo Josh for green? How dare you?
No one suggested it. I'm only doing what's suggested on Twitter. That's the only reason I didn't draw Cool Cat was because no one suggested
Twitter,
Cool
you
Cat.
need to get your fucking shit together.
It's already going to be done by the time this video's up. It's going to be Blue that's up next. Honestly, I'm surprised for Yellow no one said Mr. Beast.
Tell me if this can stay, or if this goes into spoilers, or like if I'm just remembering this wrong. When I questioned you about the apple pie, you told me I'd never guess it because you didn't even remember why the matchup that's happening is happening.
Yes! That is true. I do not remember why it's written in, like, because I'm using a new season list, right? Because it was so long between Magneto Tin Man and Port Pun Man coming out. So I just made a new season list. Me and Huan, we went over what we had for season 3, 4, 5, and the random ideas scattered about, and remade the season 3 list. And we got to that one, and literally just had the matchup, and then, fuck you, Huan, I'm doing it. And we both just looked at each other completely blank and asked, why? And we could not answer it.
So this bit has become lost to time. Neither of you remember why it exists.
Yes, the bit is lost to time, and I think it's funnier that way. I feel like that's a perfect not Death Battle matchup, because even we're not in on the joke. You can't forge that on purpose. It's beautiful.
It has looped around from being like, it has gone far enough into inane nonsense that it has like defeated itself.
It's like one of those. I'll just shut up.
Yeah.
It has gone far enough into like every matchup is a joke that you're not privy to the point where it's like we don't know anymore.
Yeah.
Death Battle is experiencing an ego death when Apple Pie gets on.
Y'all have lost me. Are y'all at home lost too? I'm lost.
I just like the idea that Death Battle's reached the point where even we don't know our own jokes sometimes, and that mod makes it funny.
Kids at
Makes
home.
you think of fucking
what do you
Alucard
wanna see
absorbing
next?
Schrodinger and then just like losing himself among like do I exist? Do I not? Just like a complete fucking death of self.
The Apple Pie episode is Schrodinger's versus episode. It both
Apple
is
pie
and
is
isn't
not
a joke
even
at the same time.
American.
It's not Australian either. It's
'cause, like,
un-Australian.
obviously, there's no way that a matchup with the McDonald's apple pie could be serious, but at the same time, a joke implies that there's some sort of punchline. But no one could tell you what the joke is, so there's no guarantee there's a joke there.
Joke.
Like, for all you know, the circumstances behind it were 100% genuine.
For all I know, yes, there could have been a genuine joke. That, because like usually when we write these, like to keep track of the joke, we write down what the joke of the episode is. So for like episode 3 of this season, we have a whole description of what the point of it is, the big gag that's going to be the main focus, which I can't tell you because it's not out yet. It's not revealed yet, and it wouldn't be out yet anyway. But we have that whole thing written down. But when we got to the apple pie episode, nothing, just nothing. It's just literally fuck you, I'm doing it. There is no joke.
I'm so excited for episode 3 to be Plock versus Booger Man.
You need to realize that every season in our Death Battle follows a formula of something stupid is the first episode, it's gotta be, and the second episode is between two characters with the same name. So Shredder versus Shredder, General Grievous versus General Grievous, Link versus Link, and the third episode is a pen versus pencil themed episode. So pen versus pencil, eraser versus correction tape, and the third one here. And then after that, it just goes off the rails. And I mean, admittedly, those were already some kind of senseless rails in the first place. So, yeah, it's impressive to get off
violence.
Because it's like, and you're looking at something like live action JoJo versus live action Kenshiro, or like CDI Link versus Cartoon Link. These are actual versions of extant characters where like a metric can be applied to them. Like, we can see the things they do, and we can put a number on it. And then you've got, like, paper versus tree, or pen versus pencil, where it's like, these do not have a set... these are just, like, a type of object that exists. There is no basis for a versus episode to be made for them. So by its very nature, the analysis and the fight has to be complete fucking nonsense.
It's why it's funny to me that with regular Death Battle, the episodes that are considered must-dos are like these popular matchups, like the Denji versus Yuji, I think it is, Chainsaw Man, JJK, whatever. That's one of them that people are like, that's a must happen. That one's gotta happen. Or Scarecrow versus Mysterio. For not Death Battle, it's like Pillow versus Cushion. Is in that category. And Spoon versus Fork.
My neighbor on my left versus my neighbor on my right.
Bowl versus plate.
My dad
really
versus
hope that
your
in the
dad.
event that Scarecrow versus Mysterio happens, they bring up how Mysterio fucking died and then came back as a fucking hell demon for like an issue, and then they forgot that happened, so he went back to normal.
I hope if Scarecrow wins, he just punches Mysterio in the face, and that's how it ends. He just like shatters the fucking fishbowl, and Mysterio just dies on the spot, just collapses like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I like to imagine he doesn't even collapse. Like, he punches him in the face, and he just reels back, goes, oh, and just shatters.
No, he dies like Alucard against Spawn.
He just goes stiff and tilts over.
His head just shatters, and he just that single sprite just falls back.
I really hope it's like in X-Men 3, how Professor Xavier dies, how he just like turns towards the camera and then just becomes confetti, just
that lasted.
Vaporizes.
It's a slow head turn, but because it's Mysterio, you can't even fucking tell he's doing that.
The fish bowl is not moving.
Honestly, it would fit the trippy nature if the fake out involved a very shitty looking death, like the Alucard Spawn death, and then it's a fake out. No, that was just an illusion.
It was just an illusion, huh?
So we've hit the prerequisite 2-hour point of this reaction to an episode we barely talked about.
Yeah.
Lasted longer than usual.
I
think we earned a nickel this week.
We've reached the average of when you would be able to call this a podcast about nothing in particular. Anything you guys want to say before we turn off?
My name is Markiplier, and I like to beat up homeless people on the streets.
Don't worry
and
about it, I'm
spit on
Markiplier,
them.
and I personally think that Stitch is gonna kick the shit out of Rocket Raccoon. Now, I know a death battle is never really accurate. After all, they did have Goku beat Superman, but I will want to say that I think Stitch is gonna win, because Stitch is little and blue, while Rocket, he's just a raccoon.
I will
Now, if you
say-
know, Stitch looks like a koala, and koala's
No,
a lot
you
bigger
won't.
than raccoon, so that's kind of how it goes.
Is that what Stitch is? Is he a drop bear?
He looks like a koala, doesn't he? He's got a very koala-esque look. And I don't know how Lilo ever thought he was a dog, but she is dumb!
Drop
She
bear.
is a child.
I will say it's
so-
probably just because I wasn't on Discord very much these past couple days, but I didn't get spoiled for anything for this episode. But
Yeah,
also
me
part of
neither.
that was probably just because I wasn't interested enough to go looking.
You wanna know
I-
something funny? You wanna know something funny?
It would be a first for this video if there was something funny.
I knew the whole time.
He didn't.
No, you didn't. You're a liar and a fake.
I have a stream to prove it.
You're a
as
fucking
I
liar,
watched-
PewDiePie. You're a
so I
fucking liar.
watched-
You're making things up.
so I
This is
watched
why we
the
never
Death Battle
trust
with
PewDiePie,
Biffy
you
while I
know?
was
He got his
streaming,
fame
then he
off of
joined it,
lying.
and we talked about it. It was funny.
You're a fucking liar. You can't trick me just because you got the most subscribers of any individual on YouTube, except
I
for
can't
Mr.
Except for
do
Beast.
Mr.
a
Beast.
Swedish accent. My one friend does not. My one Swedish friend does not have a Swedish accent.
PewDiePie doesn't really even speak with a Swedish accent.
Well, then I'm good. I'm American as fuck.
Hello, everybody. It's Mr. Beast.
Thought it was Mr. Blanca.
I want them to do an episode with Kronk and get Markiplier to voice him. I think that just kind of would be perfect.
Squicker, squicker, squig. Christ.
Can I please pause it for not Death Battle Season 4 would be the next season?
Yes. There will
Can
be
I
a
please
season 4.
pause it? Please pause it that that Dexter Morgan versus Mr. Beast does happen. And can you please make the trailer for it the fucking RoboCop versus Terminator thing? And it still has the Terminator like dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun.
I'm just gonna call the episode is
specific
just
way
gonna
I
be.
envision it. The way I envision it is the dun 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 dun, and then you just have Mr. B.
Yes. Ugh.
Okay, that's all I have.
So yeah, next time it's going to be the Nem and Cam show, otherwise known as Nom. It'll be
You
fun.
should get a third person on in my stead.
Who the fuck would that be?
Do we know any Rocket Raccoon / Stitch fans?
You have Hyper Starman on in my stead.
Cody would be interested.
It works.
I don't know if you'd want to have him.
I don't
but
fucking know.
He's a funny boy. You've talked to him in Provo Pass. He's a funny boy.
I
Who
do
is
know
the
him.
Of the people you know, you should each get like an online friend that is the least engaged with anything to do with Death Battle and have them on for the reaction.
Oh yeah, no, like Cody, he just likes Stitch. He wouldn't really...
I have ended up dragging most of my friends into liking it. The only exception is James, and I think he is so disengaged that he just would not. He would just be like, no.
Is there a chance you could get Whoand on in my stead?
I mean, yeah, but I think he would just be like, for most of it.
We
Be
need
kind of funny though.
Nam.
Maybe
Have him put on a voice like, "Hey guys, it's me, Whoand, and today we're gonna be reacting to a death battle."
maybe I should just get Brandon and just me and Brandon. I won't even bring Cam. It'll just be me and Brandon redoing the
Oh, fuck off.
redoing the Mikasa Blake reel where it's just us making fun of him.
Be funny.
Anyway,
It's like
we'll
my last
see.
week before I start working again. You're not kicking me out.
There's a good chance it's just gonna be me and him though. Like that's how it's likely gonna be. But you know, we'll see. Cause yeah.
You can't.
And you won't be here for the episode after it either, will you?
I should be.
You should. Okay, good.
I'll be in, like, vacation will start that day and then be there for 7 days, so I should be back by the time episode
Yeah, he'll have
5
2
rolls
hours.
around.
He'll have another week.
Okay, that's all.
I'm tired. It's late. It is. It's midnight. Dem, are you alive?
Yep. The
Just
better or
making
worse.
sure that. Just making sure your shit didn't crash again.
Alright,
Whenever you go
so
silent for a long time, it fucking scares me.
you guys say goodbye, and I can stop this, and it will not crash, and we'll have the recording.
Goodbye.
But anyway,
goodbye,
that's all for this episode. And if you like this video, punch that like button in the face like a boss, and high fives all around. But I will see all you dudes in the next video.
Goodbye.
Bye, fuckers.
I gotta